Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the CrossTalk podcast. As always, I'm your host, Noah Stites, with my co-host,
Austin Salyer. I wasn't ready for that one.
Well, you should have been ready.
But today, we have a guest for the first time in the history of the CrossTalk podcast. Some people...
It was a special guest, Austin?
A special guest. Some people would call him DaMan, but I call him my man, CarlosDaMan. How you doing, Carlos?
Hey, I'm doing good. Thanks, Austin, for that great introduction. I loved it.
My man. It's the best username of all time.
These are the people who started it all with me.
Yes, we go
you're gonna
way
say the people
back.
that birthed you, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of birthed the YouTuber or the streamer that is Carlos, I would say. I think we had a...
I'm still a little sore, to be honest. That was quite the big child.
I've been molded by these people here.
So you're saying you're the mother, Noah?
Sure.
Okay. I'd call me daddy then.
Oh, no.
Okay, Dad.
I hate that
Hi,
word.
Mom. Hi, Dad.
Okay. Well, this has gotten off to an incredible start. We'll call it that. Okay.
Yeah.
But yes, me, Noah, and Carlos, we go way back. From what was it? What year was it? I was in...
That was my router.
Carlos has just had a disaster. What year was it? I was in 6th grade, so I'm a sophomore in college now. I can't think of the exact year. 7 years ago, right?
Math, yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right.
7 years ago, Noah was still on the Man Eating Turtle. Noah has somehow stayed on the same YouTube channel throughout all of this. Carlos...
Real OG. I'm I don't know my identity, okay?
Oh, me and Carlos have been everywhere. Me more so than Carlos, but Carlos has had his channels. Go take me through your channels, Carlos. Where have you been?
So we got a couple that are still up, and some that are just out of existence, gone, no videos to find. We started with Carlos Games 100. I still have that channel up. Carlos Games
that's
200.
the man I meant.
Yeah, Carlos Games 200 was just my side channel for Minecraft and Call of Duty stuff.
I forgot about that one.
Dude, I remember that.
It's still up.
I did not remember that.
Before I made Giratina Jumps, I had made a channel called Nintendo Life HD. That is the one that is gone out of existence. You will never find anything on that.
Why'd you delete it?
I wasn't satisfied, but I didn't save the videos, and I was mad about that.
Oh God, we can get into that. We can get into that.
We gotta find that somehow. I don't know, in the deep dark parts of the web.
I know a guy.
Yeah, I know a guy. And then for the last 6 years, I've been Giratina Jumps, and a month or two ago, I changed it to CarlosDaMan.
Best
You
decision
totally
you
forgot
ever made.
about your Pornhub name, which was Giratina Humps.
Yes, of course.
Do you remember that?
Yes. my friend Hakeem actually owns that account. I gave it to him. It's a Twitch account, not a porn account. For anybody not knowing. Yeah. But I mean the name, you could make a Pornhub account and it would
Dude,
pass.
you could be a porn star and you got a name already.
Tina Humps. Wow, Pokemon Hump. You're gonna get demonetized, guys. I'm sorry.
CarlosDaMan is not a bad porn star name. I'm just gonna say it. It is sexy. It rolls off the tongue so well.
Austin, you're making me wonder about you right now. You've been talking about
my
it all night
freaking
like
man, dude. My freaking man. That's all I'm saying. But Carlos has moved on from Let's Playing. He's now a Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine speedrunner. And so tell me, Carlos, what made you move on from Let's Playing?
So at the time, it really wasn't the choice of me speedrunning. Like, the fact that I like speedrunning over making videos, I did like making videos over speedrunning. Like, the last year of me making videos, I was also speedrunning on the side, but that was like the side thing. Like, it was just whatever. And then my laptop was just getting to a point where like I couldn't render videos out anymore. So I was like, I'm going to save up for a computer, then start making videos again. Because I can stream fine on the laptop, but I can't record and edit fine. So then once I finally got my PC, I had been in such a big grind of speedrunning that like I started to just pursue streaming in a different light. And I just never went back to videos. And eventually I just wasn't comfortable making Let's Plays anymore. Just wasn't the thing I wanted to do. So
they're dead anyway, so fuck.
Yeah. But like if I were to come back to YouTube to make like gameplay type videos, it wouldn't be Let's Plays. It'd be like just me playing a game for a couple hours and me taking highlights of it, really.
Exactly. Let's Plays, like Noah just said, they're dead. They are dead.
That's why I'm still doing them, baby.
That's why I'm still doing them.
Yeah, I came to that realization. I mean, I made the game base a year ago. I mean, I was just like, Let's Plays are not the thing. I've got to try something else. And I think you came to that realization way before I did. And Noah's still coming to that realization.
Oh,
I love Let's Plays.
They're
Don't
just
get me
so
wrong.
easy
Like,
to make.
Like, if I had not had that computer issue, I probably would have kept making videos. But that small break of not having my PC to edit videos, like, it just propelled my speedrunning.
Yeah, and you had some success in the Let's Playing field because your Pokemon So Silver Let's Play did phenomenally.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard.
I will.
This
say
is
that.
Heart Gold, wasn't it?
Nah, Soul Silver. Yeah.
Oh damn.
Do your research.
Oh, no,
No,
I
you
was
were
playing
gonna do
Heart
Heart Gold. I made a layout for you. It was like an identical layout.
my
but with
God.
like a Heart Gold thing. Yeah.
I made it through like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Carlos
I forgot all about that.
Carlos used to be the man. He is the man, but he used to be the man, right? So if you needed a Pokemon layout for a Let's Play, he would hook you up for free. I remember I needed a black and white one, and I was just like, "Hey Carlos, would you make me
I
one?
have
I
that,
don't know how
the
to use
Dialga one?
Photoshop." I
the
don't
diamond?
remember. I don't
Bro, I
remember.
swear I still have all those files.
I remember
It's
you made it for
crazy.
me. I had no
Yeah.
clue how to Photoshop, and you gave it to me, and I was just like, because it
Bro.
just looked so good, and I couldn't comprehend how you got it to look so good.
Yeah,
and I
back
was just
then,
like, we made it.
I would just study YouTube videos and learn how to edit in Photoshop, and like, I was trying so hard to become a partner on YouTube, but like, I was fucking 13, bro. I was 12, 13. Like, what's happening? Like, I don't understand what's happening. I saw these other people had the fucking banner in their YouTube
I am
channel. I'm
so
like,
salty.
I want that. Like, that was literally all I wanted as a kid. I was like, I just want the banner. It looks so cool.
That damn banner.
then-
I got it in the partnership, and I finally
Yeah.
got it. And then they're like, well, everybody's going. They switched to the one layout where
Yeah.
everybody's got just the banner. I'm like, you sons of
Exactly.
like a week.
Yeah.
I got a banner for a week.
I think I got it. Like some weird company. Like, I don't know what happened, but I don't know. Eventually, somehow, people just ended up getting them, and then they switched. Like as soon as we all were able to get them, it was really weird. But that was
you had like a
the goal.
period where you could switch between both layouts, and then they finally just finalized it. But yeah, like that chase for that banner, I guess, was what made me want to make my videos better. And then eventually,
Hell
I kind of
yeah.
grew a love to making videos, and then I grew a love for streaming, and it was just like they kind of fall on the same term of content creation. So like that's just kind of like what I figured I liked doing. I keep coming back to it, so I mean, I'm just trying to make the best of it until I find something else that I like just as much or even more.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I've been in a big debate recently over the past few months, just in terms of what's better, streaming or making videos, because, you know, I'm kind of the same way that you say that you were. Like, my passion almost is with making videos, but all of the success that I have, I mean, I think I'd say a good 75-80% of the subscribers I have on the game base are from streams. I mean, all of the most views I get are from streams. I have success in that department, but like, I just like, I love making videos, and like streaming for me just, you know, it takes it out of me so much more because you're
It's
just on for
draining.
2 hours. Yeah. Oh,
It's
I would get out of
draining.
streams back in the Mother 3 days, and I go hard on these streams. I go hard, like I'm like, and I think I don't really know how to stream yet because I can't go that hard. I would like finish the stream, then I would be like, my throat hurts so bad, like I can't even like I've talked for 2 hours straight.
Yeah.
But like it's so much fun. But yeah, I think streaming is like almost replacing Let's Playing in a way.
Oh yeah. Totally.
Yeah, it really. I think seeing the full experience rather than having cuts throughout it all, just to like. Let's Playing is nice if you want to find an easy, nice formatted walkthrough. But like, I think the cool thing about streams is that you can find somebody you really like watching, and you can watch them play through the whole game and see their mistakes and the funny parts. And like, if they are really good at being a content creator, it's going to be enjoyable. Like, you're going to enjoy watching somebody else play a game, just like people like watching people play football or basketball. It's just the new thing for gaming. Like, it's just,
And I think the interaction too between the streamer and the chat also keeps people way more invested.
It's
because-
definitely
It's
more
way more
genuine.
personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Especially as a smaller channel, like the way to build your channel is really to like make a community of people around you that like to see what you do. So if those people are constantly coming back, you know you're doing something good and somebody's appreciating it. So
Oh yeah,
with making videos, it's like you can make an entire video, put like hours of work in, but like you really don't know if anybody liked it, if nobody commented, or if like you know, or that's kind of what you're looking for. Doesn't mean that nobody didn't like it, but
Yeah.
you can like really separate a good streamer from a bad streamer in the way that they interact with their chat. Like if you go into somebody's stream and you say something and they're just like, "Hey, what's up, Ocarina Hype?" And like that's just like the only thing they say, and like they just like ignore it from there. Like you can almost be like just in the way that they aren't interacting, you can tell they're like. I hate to say worst streamer, but I'm not talking about anyone in particular, so it doesn't really matter. No one's getting offended right now.
Yeah.
But like interacting with the chat and like trying to get whoever's chatting involved, I feel like that's a huge part of it, and I think that's why it's so much more engaging nowadays than Let's Plays. That, along with Let's Plays having already been done in every game ever 100 times.
Yeah, that's a good point. I will say, in the speedrun community, there are a lot of streamers who are like that, solely because they don't care about streaming. They just care that they have a place to put their speedruns. So they stream it live, and Twitch automatically saves it. If they get a best run, they can highlight it, and that's it. They don't have to record. You know, I mean, most people who want to have like an official video of it would record on the side, but like you really don't have to if you don't need to. If you're not going for top level times, like it's just a hobby, you know, you can just stream it and then it's on the internet. Which I think that's the cool thing about streaming. It's like you can make it a cool hobby that you want to interact with people, or it could just be something to put out on the internet that you just feel like doing.
Yeah,
exactly. And speedrunners have to focus too. Like a lot of times, like you can't just be looking at the chat constantly if you're actually going for a good time.
I will say there are definitely some talented streamers out there that are top level players and very entertaining to watch. I mean, but back then that was very hard to find. I mean, obviously speedrunning's growing, Twitch is growing, so it's bound to happen. But yeah, there are a lot of people who can do both, and it's insane to watch.
So speaking of that, which streamer would you say inspired you the most, or like speedrunner? I mean,
I've been speedrunning for so long now. I feel like
inspired
I've seen
himself.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit of myself as well as like a lot of other people. Like the main ones that pop off on my head right now, just like recent people that really inspire me, are Cheese. He's not 05 anymore, but Cheese is a world record holder in SM64. Simply's a top player in SM64. Pope Squidward, he's held the world record, and Majora's Mask, really good friend of mine as well. Like those are all people that like I feel like are very good at holding conversations with other people, as well as playing very good at what they're doing and being entertaining at the same time. So it's kind of what I'm chasing after.
Yeah.
But it's also something that I love doing. So it's not just like a money grab. It's like I get like a high every time I'm finished streaming, and I'm like, I just streamed 4 hours and that felt amazing. Like, it just feels good to have that interaction, feel like I'm doing something, I guess, for myself as well as others, because other people are there enjoying it.
Yeah, totally.
And I think that you can get so much, and what a lot of people don't understand about streaming or YouTube, you know, I'm at a point now where everyone in my life knows that I do YouTube, even though I'm not consistent on the game base, but I mean, I still make videos occasionally.
Yeah, we're the upload.
Bro, I got to a point in life where I just stopped giving a fuck.
Oh, yeah.
I remember in middle school and high school, I would not tell anybody. Not a single person what I was doing. My freshman year of high school, I was legit, like when I was making videos, it was even in 8th grade as well. I was legit I'd go to school, I'd record a video, edit it, schedule for the next day. The next day I have off, and then it's just rinse and repeat. Like literally every day. Like I was fucking working my ass off on YouTube in 8th grade. Like,
Oh man, I remember those days.
Yeah, man. Like,
it's nice to have that kind of motivation, though. It's so fulfilling, and people see that you have a YouTube channel, and like the first thing that people always think is like that you're chasing like fame. It's like you're not going to get famous, but like the thing about it is like there's so much more, and I think we're good examples of this, and I think Carlos especially, you're a great example of this. Like you don't necessarily have to absolutely blow up to get a ton of great out of making videos or streaming. Like the fact that we've known each other for 7 years, and that's solely because of the fact that we've Let's Played. I mean, that makes it all worth it to me. And Carlos, I mean, it seems like you've built a phenomenal community, just in terms of the people who watch your streams, the people who support you like during your move, and like just the people you meet up with at GDQ too. It seems like you have built just such a core group of people, and that's just so awesome.
I really have a GDQ family. Like a lot of people who go to GDQ, like it's not like any other convention, I would say. Games Done Quick is a speedrunner marathon for anybody watching who doesn't know. And they raise money for charity. But if you do go to the event, they have lots of stuff for people to do. There's like a big room for board games. People just sit down, play whatever games that are there. They have other rooms set up with monitors and PCs for people to set up PC games and play whatever. And then there's other rooms with just straight up CRTs, old fatback TVs for people to just set up their games, do races, play whatever. There's an arcade room. And like you get to spend a week in that hotel with all those stuff, with all the friends that you talk to all year. And it's just a week of fun. Like you just connect a lot with people within that week, and going there twice a year for that, like you really grow a strong bond with everybody. And it's a crazy experience.
It looks like it. It looks like you guys have grown so close. And I was such a huge fan of GDQ. I think that it's the most like inclusive speedrunning marathon, or just it's speedrunning in general, that you can watch. And me and my brother had always watched it a ton prior to you and Gabe ever going. And I remember it's just the fact that they like explain it as it goes along that makes it like, you know, if for someone who's not super into it, it makes it so much better.
Yeah, and I feel like with the marathon, that's the most important part, because you're trying to attract people who don't know what speedrunning is. So like if somebody knows what gaming is and they're like, oh, I've heard of speedrunning, but I don't really know what it is. Like if BioShock's their favorite game and GDQ's streaming BioShock any %, and it's like it's going to be beaten in under an hour, and you're interested in that, like you can watch, and they're teaching you and telling you how all this stuff works, how what they're doing makes them beat the game fast, you know? And I think that's the most important part, and GDQ has just blown up from it. There are like small communities that do like community streams like that, and that's also dope as well. But those usually don't get more than like 1,000 views, because the speedrunning community is so small, and GDQ is just such a big organization that they usually get all the views for that.
Yeah, I remember just being so blown away when I remember like the first time it really set in for me that you guys were like actually there, because it was an event I had been watching for years. I remember Gabe, our friend, tweeted that they were at
January 2017.
Yeah, they were on the Super Mario Sunshine commentary crew, and I was like,
that was
what?
That
like
was
I was
last year.
so shocked.
Yeah,
and like I looked at it, and like there he was on the couch, and I was like, oh snap! And like I went up to my brother, who was probably watching it. He wasn't, but I had him pull it up, and I was like, I know them. And it was just
That's
like
the only time I've ever watched it. I was like, I gotta see my friend. Dude.
Yeah, man. It was so sick when he told me he was going to be on the couch. I was like, bro.
Have you ever gotten on the couch or anything?
Nah, they have like a secondary couch like right behind that couch, and there's like a big TV like sitting right there. So I've gotten on that couch, but I've never been on the main couch to like commentate. I don't really.
I remember that video clip because it was hilarious. If you walking by the camera,
I remember. I saw that too.
It's pinned on my Twitter.
Yeah.
I remember. I saw that, and I was like, "What?" It was just...
Yeah, bro. That was right after, because that's that part is like in between runs when they're setting stuff up. They just have a camera facing the audience. So like I'm just walking by and I just give them a little demand look.
He's like, this my demand look.
Yeah.
You're encouraging Austin.
My man.
Well, if you look at the thumbnail, you see me pointing my fingers with the guns. That's demand look.
True.
That's demand.
Yeah.
That's
Am
also
I gonna have to put
emote on my
demand in
channel.
the thumbnail too?
Oh, well, I thought you had made it based off of what you showed me. Maybe you're using a different one.
I didn't put demand in it.
Oh,
I
true. I see
now
the
because we've been
text.
slapping that around.
Got to.
Demand.
It's such a great event to watch, and just the fact that there's like, I mean, just that it's so special to go to, especially for you who knows so many people who go there. It just makes it seem so awesome, and just the fact that you get involved like that. I mean, just shows like you get so much out of just streaming and being involved in this community. And I'd say going there those 2 times are probably some of the highlights of your year. And so that just shows to people like you can get so much out of this even without clout, I guess. A ton of clout.
Like,
anyway.
like you don't need to be a big streamer to enjoy how do I say this? You don't need to be a big streamer to like enjoy everything that it is about being an online persona, I guess. Like, you find your place, and when you find your place, you find the people that really like you and you like them, and it's like that's all you really need once you're in it.
Yeah, and that's like almost better than having clout, because it's like more of an intimate
like
relationship.
You see most of the time people who are looking for the clout, it's just like, oh, they'll find one person, and then once they're 10,000 subs over them or 1,000 followers over, it's like, all right, bye, on to the next. Yeah. It's like you're getting up in a way, but like who do you really have to go to at the end of the day? Like, you're just by yourself.
Yeah. And so many people will make these channels either on Twitch or YouTube, and they'll do it solely for clout. And like they'll have the channel for 6 months, and we've all seen it 1,000 times, and they won't get any traction, as most people don't in the first 6 months they ever do YouTube or Twitch, and then they just quit. They're like, nope, didn't get clout, I'm done. Mm-hmm. And like they just don't realize how much more that there is to get out of it. And I think it's really cool.
Gotta grind if that's what you're gonna do, man.
Yeah.
You just
Bro, we've been grinding for 7-8 years now.
It's coming. Yeah, we're about to blow up. We're about to blow up.
This podcast,
like
that's what's blowing up.
If I were to take the amount of hours that I put into content creation and not made enough money to compensate for it, it really doesn't even matter at the end of the day. Like, this is just what I love doing. Just like with skateboarding, it's like I go out and I skate because it's what I love doing. I'm not like, I could go out and try to become a pro to try to make money, but like, it's not what I want to do in life. It's just something I like doing. So that's how I treat streaming and making videos.
Exactly. I've personally never made a dollar.
Like the extra money that comes for it is just the benefit. Like, hey, like if you do give me money, like it's easier for me to dedicate more time into it and like produce that for you. But like, otherwise I had to, otherwise I had to go be a real adult and get a job and make sure that I'm not going to go broke. Like, there's other things to worry about. But until you get those signs to like, I can really like make this happen, then I don't think anybody should take it.
Yeah, no, that's
just keep it as a hobby and enjoy it for what it is.
Oh yeah, you can't go all in. Because I mean, you just never know.
I'm not saying give up on your dreams if that's what it is.
Oh,
but like,
no,
but you just,
or you could go all in and just do it anyway.
Yeah,
it's definitely
just know
a
what
risk.
you sacrifice and like know what you're sacrificing and know where your limit is, because you don't want to end up on the street broke.
Yeah, and you definitely need a backup plan, 100%. You can't just say,
a backup plan with it.
Yeah, I'm going to start streaming, I'm going to give it a year, and I'm going to blow up. I'm dropping everything. I have a year's worth of money. Let's just stream for a year. I'll blow up before that. And then it's like, no. You need a backup plan.
Way more money than you need, then hey.
Yeah, man, if you have a couple years worth of money, I mean, why not go all in? And then if it doesn't work, then a year and a half later, then start trying to make money again some other way.
I don't know why this popped into my mind, but when you said that, I just automatically thought of Donald Trump becoming a Twitch streamer, and that just
why?
I hate that thought. I don't know.
That is a terrible thought.
How did that cross your mind? What did we say?
Today we're going to be playing Super Mario Sunshine. It's going to be very good. You're going to love it.
Please stop. I can't. Never. I would never touch that game ever again.
Mario Sunshine? Oh, because of Trump.
Yeah.
I thought you had some terrible experience with Mario Sunshine that I hadn't heard about.
I love Mario Sunshine.
This podcast just fucked the game for him.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I haven't been doing my one Trump impression per podcast, so I thought I'd throw it in there since I was thinking about it.
Yeah, you got it in. I see here on our list, we've not talked about it, but you recently went to San Diego TwitchCon.
Yes.
How was that?
San Diego. So, it was like a month ago, like early August. I mentioned that I was like interested in going to TwitchCon because it's in Cali, and I was like looking at the tickets, and it was like kind of cheap from Maryland. I was like looking at it, I was like, oh, that's not as expensive as I thought. It was actually cheaper to fly to Cali than it was to Minnesota, and Minnesota is usually where SGDQ is at. So I was like, yeah, like if I get the chance, like I should go. But then I also wanted to move, so then that's when the whole situation happened. But long story short, I ended up getting money for TwitchCon, and I was like, I gotta go. So I got my ticket. Paid, and then I wasn't super interested in the TwitchCon event itself. I really just wanted to go to see friends, so I didn't buy a ticket, and I was gonna wait last minute to buy one, but it sold out. So I just never ended up getting a TwitchCon ticket. So I went to San Diego, but I just hung out with all my friends. Really, I ended up going for a full week. and everybody else didn't get there until like my third or fourth day there. So I had the beginning of the week. I have a couple friends that live in San Diego. They showed me around some of the beaches. Got to skate, and skating in California was like the best thing ever. That's like a dream come true, bro.
I've always wanted to go to California.
Yeah, California. Like obviously everybody wants to go to Cali, but like for me, it was all about the skating. You would watch skateboard video. Like I remember being 9-10 years old watching skateboard videos, and all the spots are in Cali, all of them. It's like it's like I want to be there, not here. So it was a great time. Once everybody got there, you know, a little bit of partying, everybody meeting up. It wasn't as big as GDQ, definitely not. I mean, the TwitchCon was bigger than GDQ, but I mean, like the people that I knew, it wasn't as big like of a hangout group.
Yeah,
but I think there was like 20 to 40,000 people at TwitchCon, so there's a lot of people in San Diego for that event, but not so many speedrunners just because that's more of a niche type group.
Yeah. These cons, I mean, they just sound so great. Just meeting up with everybody. I hope that one day, and we talk about it decently often, but one day I hope we can just make it out to one. Yeah. Just because
I got to meet. I know you guys know the other Noah, Waterbird.
Waterbird, yeah.
I got to meet Waterbird. He housed me for a couple days at TwitchCon. Fucking love him.
Oh, I always forget he's from Missouri too.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Ooh.
In fact, he went to a college. The college I don't know if he's still going to college. The college that he was originally going to, last time I talked to him, was actually in the town that's like 15 minutes away from where I live.
Oh, well, that's
and
sick.
I was like, what?
Yeah, man. I was gonna stay at his house because it was on the way for the trip. But he had his basement flooded and he didn't have enough room for me and my friends, but it was all right because I actually ended up staying in Indiana with another one of my friends, luckily.
Yeah, you drove through my hometown.
Yeah. And it's more than okay because he housed me during TwitchCon when I didn't have a room. There was a couple days because my roommates didn't get there until Thursday, Friday, and we didn't have our Airbnb until later in the week. So I was just kind of winging the first couple days because I knew I had friends there. So I was like, okay, if I figure it out, like maybe we can like split something with somebody. But I found out Waterbird was going and he just housed me. And I was like, this is beautiful. I love this man.
Convenient.
And he taught me how to solve a Rubik's Cube. I don't remember how to, but he taught me.
You at one point knew how to solve a Rubik's Cube.
Yes.
And that's all that matters.
Yes.
Dang.
If you don't mind my asking, how much do you think money goes into these trips going to cons, like TwitchCon specifically? About how much did the trip cost?
For TwitchCon, including plane ticket, it was... Okay, including plane ticket and Airbnb, that's at least $500 by itself.
Oof.
Yeah.
How much is a badge?
A badge for TwitchCon was way more expensive than what it is for GDQ. Like GDQ, you buy it's like $60, $70 for a full week. For
That's
TwitchCon, it was $99 for 1 day, or $160 for 3.
Dude, that is insane.
Yeah, so that's why I was hesitant on buying it at first. I was like, I'll wait. Like
Why
if enough people are going, like I'll buy it. But if not, then like I just rather enjoy San Diego.
So basically, ideally, you want to have a good, like, if you're staying for a week, including food and plane and all that, you want to have a good 1,000 ready to go with.
At least, yeah. For GDQs, you could probably get away with like 700, even though you're there for a full week. Like you don't spend as much at GDQs, I'd say.
Yeah.
Just because you're always in groups, so it's like easy to split costs sometimes. And so you end up paying like if everybody's getting pizza and there's fucking 15 people in the room, you know, it's not that expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, like 700 to 1,000 at least. But working a full-time job and also having vacation hours helped a ton to allow me to go. And having vacation hours at my job actually motivated me more to go because it's like I kind of have to use them. So
yeah,
it's like I might as well go on a trip and like enjoy my time.
Like, oh yeah,
dude, yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
So you have also. Go ahead, Noah.
Oh, I was gonna. What was your favorite part of San Diego? Like, was it the skating, or is there anything else that
the
like,
skating?
Stuck out to you?
I am a weed connoisseur, so the smoking, and then also DJ Billy Smacks. So my Airbnb host, the house is like he has 2 houses, and one is the Airbnb house, and the other one's connected to that house. He is a Twitch streamer who streams himself DJing.
Jeez.
That's interesting. All right.
And he's an awesome host.
This out.
And my friend Yoshi, who's rooming with us, had a 1,000-Year Door speedrun on GDQX, which is like a smaller version of GDQ, but at TwitchCon.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend Max Hillman, who also was rooming with me, couched on that run and was commentating, and he shouted DJ Billy Smacks out, and he got like over 60 followers, 60 or 70 followers, and now he's over 100 followers. And he like thanked us and asked us to come back for next year. So I love him.
Man.
DJ Billy Smacks is the man.
Let's go.
He is the man.
Shout out, guys. Check him out. Check him
Yes.
DJ
So yeah, those
Billy.
are probably my 3 favorite things. And then my friends.
Awesome.
My friends.
Okay.
Of
Great.
course.
out. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
seeing
gotta
the
throw that
beach-
in there so nobody gets.
That was the first
gets
time
butthurt.
seeing the Pacific Ocean. That was dope. That was dope. I mean,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
just an ocean, but like, you know, it was just a nice feeling. It's like, bro, I'm literally across the U.S. right now. Like,
Yeah.
before this year, I had not been past Minnesota. Before a couple years ago, I had not even been past Florida. So
Yeah.
It's just surreal to me
I'm the
that
same
I'm-
way right now.
I'm doing this right now.
Yeah, the only trip I've ever gone on out of state was to Florida for like a high school senior trip.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the ocean for the first time. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
I
I
know
mean,
it was big, but I
I-
can't even like, you couldn't even imagine.
yeah, like I go to the
Until you
ocean,
see it.
like, or I go to the beach in Maryland, like every other year. It's not even every other year. It's like every 3-4 years.
Yeah.
But it's like a 3-4 hour drive. It's not super far, but the beach isn't like the beaches on the Pacific side or in the Caribbean. Like, like Maryland beaches are dirty, bro. Like that shit.
Ugh.
Like it's just cold. It's ratchet out there. It's just not. I'm good. Yeah, there are some nice beaches like Virginia Beach, and Myrtle Beach, in South Carolina and Virginia. But I mean, most of it's like, you know, in the more tropical area where it's hot and stuff, and it's nice.
Yeah, we
It's
went
nice
to
to see
a beach once, and like it wasn't like, I don't know what beach it was when we were younger, but like we got in the water, and I remember our skin just started like burning, and I was like, oh god! And we got out, and our skin had like just burned off. We had a rash all over
Oh
us,
my
and it was
God.
like I don't know what kind of beach that was. I don't
It's
know
a
where
fucked
we
up
were,
beach, dude.
but like
Some acidic ocean.
yeah, it was just pure acid. It felt like it just destroyed us.
The first time in the ocean, my friend, it was jellyfish mating season when we went to
Ooh.
Florida.
I got a jellyfish story.
And the first, oh yes, I love it. The first 5 minutes we're in the water, he like sees it and he thinks it's like trash. So he tries to pick it up to throw it, like get it out of the water so there's no trash in the water. And then it stings him and he doesn't realize that it's a jellyfish. He thought it was a piece of glass and he thought he cut himself. So he takes it from the one hand and he moves it to the other hand. So then he gets stung on both hands
Oh
because he
my
doesn't realize it's a
God.
freaking jellyfish. So I'm like, oh, dude, we're here 5 minutes and you're already like fucking up.
Have either of you ever been stung by a jellyfish?
Yeah,
I haven't, but I got to live vicariously through him.
I have. I was when I was 9. My entire family, my side and my aunt's side, all went to Puerto Rico. And when I was there, we went to the beach, and there's this one beach that I don't know if it's like the acidicness of humans' pee like attracts jellyfish or something.
Huh.
So like towards the evening when it's like all the kids in the beach, when it's like more warm, it's like the kids are fucking peeing in the pool and then all these jellyfish are coming through. And like I saw this one jellyfish, I was like, oh, look at that. And then one fucking stung me on my left arm. And I was like, no. And I got out. I was like, no.
How bad? I've heard it's awful. Like,
It was like a
comparable
baby
to a
jellyfish.
bee
So
sting.
like it was like a small sting, but like big ones probably sting like shit.
Yeah, that's the way my friends. It was one of the little baby ones, so it
Yeah.
wasn't like a big deal.
It like slapped me. I was like, it was
Yeah.
like a
but
whip.
it was also like there were man of wars on the beach too, so
Uh-huh.
it wasn't just the fucking jellyfish. The big
Oh.
like purple man of wars were all over the place. I'm like, dude, I'm really paranoid. I'm gonna step on this shit.
Yeah.
Oh, every time I go in the ocean, I'm always so freaking paranoid. Like I'm always looking just all around me, just
Yeah.
looking for a jellyfish.
It feels weird walking on the sand too, and like you're just stepping over seaweed and stuff. I'm like, is a crab gonna like bite my toe?
Yeah. And if you get like,
Mr.
if
Crab's
you,
just gotta come out the sand and just
you get freaking like goggles and look under the water and you see all these fish just
Yeah.
swimming on you, and you're just like, whoa, this
Yeah.
is crazy. And sometimes you'll see like a big one, and like
yeah, it's a
not gonna
weird
do.
feeling though. But
it's
I
not
guess
gonna
for people
do
who live
anything
near
to you.
beaches, it's like a normal thing. You know?
Yeah, have you ever just like ran into a giant fish in the ocean and it just starts
No.
freaking out?
have
It's scary. I've done it before, and it just started flopping all over the place, and it scared me to death.
The only thing that touched me was a stray piece of seaweed, and it like wrapped around my foot, and I'm like, all right, I'm getting out of the water. I don't know what this is. It just touched me, but I'm fucking out.
Yeah.
Right? I can't, because this was like after he got stung, so I'm like paranoid, like, is anything gonna get me? And then this fucking like big ass piece of seaweed wraps around both of my legs and like tickles the bottom of my foot.
And you're like
I'm
thinking
out.
it's something else. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, is this like a fucking sea snake? I don't know.
Yeah.
This is my first time in the ocean. Fuck this.
It's such a paranoid place because the ocean, there's so much unknown about it, and it's just a.
And
Yeah, even though
everything
you're
in the
only at the
ocean
shore,
wants
it's
to
like,
fucking kill you.
Yeah. Even though you're just at the shore, it's like
And you hear about people like getting caught in riptide. So every time you get caught in like a small riptide, you're like, "This is it. This is my life." And like it's just like, and you just,
My friends told me stories too. Him swimming out too far, and he got caught in one, and it was like, bro, this is it. I was like, shit, that's scary as fuck. That's so scary. It's like, this is just water, bro.
And my brother, we went on vacation with another family, and the dad of that family, legit, like he got caught in one. I don't know how big of a one it was, but he could not get out of it. And my brother just goes in and saves his life, just pulls him out of the water. And he was just like, Shane, you saved my life. He was
Literally,
so
like,
grateful. And Shane was like, oh, I didn't even realize it was that serious. And it was just, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't a big one. It was it's crazy. The ocean is crazy.
Yeah, ocean's a crazy thing.
I'm glad we got to talk so in detail about the ocean.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that this would be where the podcast went, but it goes in
I'm okay
interesting
with whatever
places.
direction it goes.
Well, let's steer it in another direction and talk about the fact that you have recently started rapping on SoundCloud. Carlos,
Yes.
tell me about what got you into that.
It's not really so much about me posting it on SoundCloud and like rapping. So the dude I mentioned earlier named Simply, who's SM64 speedrunner, he does raps as well. I've been watching Simply since 2014, 2013 time. And he's just grown to be a bigger streamer. I mean, he's not the biggest, but he has a great following and a nice loving community, and he's just able to express himself. And he started writing music a couple years ago, and I've met him through GDQs, and like we've grown a great relationship. He's always like pushed me to like, hey, like I've always loved music. I always play. We always talk about music, but like he's pushed me. He's like, hey, like try writing something. Like just try it, man. Like it helps get stuff off your chest. It's just easier to talk sometimes. And like for a long time, I didn't want the stigma of like, oh, I'm making songs, I'm fucking rapping, fucking typical minority. I'm posting on SoundCloud, try to get big. Like that's kind of what was stopping me from doing it. But eventually I just kind of said, fuck it, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's music. Like, music has always been a thing in life. Like, just because the internet is making me feel this way, like, doesn't mean I should stop what I want to do. Like, that's kind of when I realized, like, I'm worried about these invisible eyes that don't even matter.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's such a big thing with anytime you're just putting yourself out there with any kind of content creation, just worrying about what people think. And there's also the stigma on the internet, just the SoundCloud rapper, the memes, you know.
And that's part of it, you know.
Yeah. It seems like it's just a great way to like, because personally, I'll journal my thoughts kind of as a way, just
and that's
writing them down.
Way, man. That's another way. Yeah, I definitely believe in like writing stuff out to like get it out, or even just like if you're a very introverted person, you just don't like talking about yourself, finding somebody who you can talk to yourself about, because like having that conversation every now and then really helps like free up your mind and clear your thoughts. It's kind of like a meditation, honestly.
Because once you get wrapped up in your mind, it's
hard to get out, bro. It's hard.
You can't
and
get
you just
out.
have to let it out. And I started writing the day after AGDQ. I think it was like January 6th or January 8th. Oh, I might be way off, actually. I think it was like January 15th or 14th. That was the first day I started writing, or I finished writing a full song. Before that, I had tried writing a little bit like in November of last year. It wasn't really working, and I was like, whatever. And then that's when he pushed me again during GDQ. I was like, okay, I got to do this. Finished writing a song. I was very happy with it. I have not recorded it. I will record it probably soon and post that, because I want, like, I talked, like, I'm going to go over the lyrics a little bit.
All right.
Just so that you see what I was talking about.
I like this.
Yeah.
The exclusive scoop.
Yeah, so like at the time when I wrote this, there was a lot of like family issues happening. Like I couldn't stream, I didn't have my room to myself really, and all I was doing was working, coming home, and like doing nothing, like just watching videos all day, and it felt like a waste of time. And when I finally got back and I was able to stream, like this is when AGDQ happened, and I was finally able to like write this. I took a hiatus, but I'm coming back, and I'm about to show you guys what I really got. And then I go through it. I'm talking about how like I truly do think that my mind's blessed. Like I think of certain things, I calculate it, and I make sure that like the old thoughts that I had like are gone. Like I try to stay as calculated as possible. I come back saying like, let me read this line. It was, you will be on a ladder you were climbing, then you hit the ceiling and you're like, it's time, man. You break through that glass, took yourself to class. You learned a new lesson. Now it's time to get to this cash. 2019 is my time. And 2019 is my time. Like, bro, 2019 has been the craziest year of my life. I wrote this at the beginning of the year. Like everything that I was writing, I was kind of like speaking into existence. Like this is the stuff that I want to do. Like I need to get out of my normal habits and just like break through. And I wrote that, and like it meant a lot. Like when I wrote that, I was like, wow, I just did that.
Yeah, and there's a certain thing about like writing it down and knowing that it's gonna be there. Like when you come back to it, just to be like to really push you to to
and
do
I
it.
I have about like 5 or 6 unwritten songs here, or unreleased, that I've just written. I have one that I finished about a week ago that I really like, and I think I'm gonna release sometime this month. And then with Simply, there's another SM64 speedrunner named Cryptic. He also makes music, and he was pushed by Simply to make music as well, a good friend as well. Cryptic was making a song and asked Simply to be on it, and Simply was like, only if Carlos is on it. So now we're all doing this song, and I wrote the verse for that today, actually.
Oh, dang.
Nice.
And I really like that verse,
to another
too.
one,
so it was like
that it wasn't yours, but you were on it.
That's Simply, but that was a collab one. So like he got different speedrunners that like sent him a verse, and he put them all together.
Nice.
Yeah. So
it was pretty cool. I liked it.
Yeah. That was like the only other collab one I did, and that was the second song I've ever written, and I didn't like that. That was probably my worst one, in my opinion. I rushed it so bad. But but like all the new stuff that I'm writing, I'm really enjoying. Like I've seen the improvement. And it's another thing, just kind of how I was explaining like the content creation and the skateboarding, like this isn't something that I see myself doing. I'm not becoming a rapper. Like it's not what I want to do. Like I just want to get my thoughts out and put them somewhere for other people to hear too, because I've had good feedback on this. And it's not that I need somebody to hear, but it's just like, it's a nice feeling to put it out there and show people what I can do.
I mean, I totally get that. And dude, I've listened to both of the songs that you put out, and dude, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to these new drops that you're talking about.
Yeah,
now.
bro. I think you guys are gonna like it. The title of it's Nowadays. So when you hear
Nowadays. All right.
It's like I just want to slow down. Like I'm listening to it, and I just want to like pause and like I'm reading poetry. Like I just want to go through each line and just like think about it.
Yeah, after this, or after the recording and stuff, like I'll wrap it for you guys.
Oh snap!
Okay.
Yeah, screw you, viewers.
You guys get the sneak peek. I love you guys.
Austin, we can't talk to him like that. They'll never come back.
No, guys, come back.
Sorry.
Dude, there's some more content material. Look at this. He doesn't even like the fans.
Nah. So you performed live, I see here.
Performed live.
It says on our little performed
yesterday.
live yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
on the stream. Yeah. Oh, you were watching. Okay. Yeah. So the one that I performed live on my stream, actually, I guess I could give you the timestamp to that, or like highlight it or like clip it or something and send it to you guys. To put in the description. But that was the first song that I wrote. Like I haven't had it recorded or anything, but I performed it on my live stream because I started talking about my rapping stuff, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll rap you guys something." Like this is a song I want to put out, but it's not like my best song. It's my first song, so I still appreciate it, but it's not something that I'm like too keen on like keeping away until I feel like it's perfect to put out.
Yeah.
So I rapped it, and I was like, okay,
yeah, sweet.
It was a nice little ending to a stream. I thought it was.
Yeah. Maybe I should just write a rap for every stream. That would be very hard if I streamed every day.
Oh yeah, eventually you would just have to just be reaching for these raps. I mean,
Yeah.
freaking 300
Guys,
days
I can't
in.
stream today. I couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, I couldn't come up with a rap,
No
guys. I'm
stream
sorry.
today.
But dude, it sounds great to me. Just being able to put your thoughts out there is something that, I mean, it seems like I feel like I can just relate so much to a lot of this, just in very slightly different ways. You know, like it's like the way that you make raps and I journal my thoughts. They're relatively the same, but like, you know,
I think
yours is way cooler.
I think that's a great way to look at life too. Like, even if you haven't been through the same thing or you don't do the same thing, at least being able to like compare it to something that you do and being open about like understanding it, like it opens your mind to so much more too. Like, and how you view life.
Become more empathetic.
Yeah.
And even going back, and I've had, and no one freaking, I've not told, this is the first time I've ever like spoken about this journal because I have it in a very secure, safe location in my house that no one will ever find. And like the first, so see for me, it's kind of different. So, you know, like with Carlos, you say that you want to have them out there for people to hear. For me,
there's
it's
definitely
like
some stuff that I would want to like, I might write and I'm like, I don't want to put this out. This is for me. But as of right now, like everything that I've written, I'm like, I want to put this out.
Yeah.
It might change the more I do it.
Yeah, for me, it's just like with this journal in particular, like it is like, I mean, the first page is, if you somehow have found this, respect me by not reading it because this is for me. I do not want anyone else to read it, but I'm sure that if someone were to find it in its hiding spot, they would have to because it's like, why is it? It's so well hidden.
Why is it hidden?
No one will ever find it. It is like legitimately. Like I'll sometimes just be like sitting around thinking about how well I hit it. I mean, just, like I have to go through like
the
a
best
20
hiding spot on earth.
I have to go through like a 20-minute process to get it out before like like I have to like take
you have
so
to really
much
be going
apart.
through something to write it down and be like, I need to go through all this trouble to get it.
Oh yeah, I need to write in it. Again, the last time that I wrote in it was I was going through something terrible. We were losing somebody, and like I wrote like 5 pages in it, and then I was like, I'll update it whenever everything is over. And I've not written in it since, like because once it happened, like once the relative died, like I just couldn't. Like the thoughts were not, they were just too jumbled, and like I need to write in it again though because it's so interesting, and I it's also good because it's been about a year, so I have about a year's worth. It's good to look back on it and be like, you know, this is what I was thinking at this time. That's
kind of how I was looking at that song. It's like this is almost a year ago. Like this is crazy. Like I was speaking about this not too long ago, and I see the change. Like time is a crazy thing. Time is so crazy.
Oh yeah, and you freaking like it sounds like you did what you said you were gonna do in the song, and that has to be gratifying.
Yeah. Dope thing about writing music and just writing in your journal, I feel like everybody needs to find like an artistic way to express themselves, whether it's drawing, writing music, writing in a journal, dancing, singing. You know, like they're just having that in your life, I feel like is super important. Even playing an instrument, maybe like it's just super important for your mind. I feel like to just break stuff down slowly like that for you, because eventually it just clears up. Yeah.
And the hard part for like when you're expressing yourself through content is that a lot of people won't do. It's just because of people. And it's not like this. I think we're all very lucky now. I'm certainly very happy about the fact that like we're not in high school anymore, because high school it's just such a toxic environment. At least,
bro, it really was. It really is. It's crazy that everybody goes to the same high school experience.
Oh yeah, it's just a social hierarchy that you'll never find anywhere else in life, because in life, if there's a group of people who are like, hey Austin, F you for making videos, you're a freaking dork, I would be like, all right, I'll never talk to that person again. All right, let's move on. But in high school, it's like I have to be with them 7 periods a day and hear about it every day, and it's just like, you don't want to hear it, and then they start saying stuff, and then their friends start saying stuff, and then you just have to constantly hear about these people that you hate saying crap, and it's just like it is bad. And the social hierarchy in my high school in particular, there were groups that could not talk to other groups, and and vice versa. There were like, it was the craziest, clickiest thing I've ever seen. And like, but the fact that we're all not in high school anymore, and it's just like, it doesn't really matter now. I don't think what people think. And it's so much easier to get past.
When I was in high school, I always used to hear high school doesn't matter. And I'm like, are you sure, man? And I'm out of high school, and that shit does not fucking matter.
I don't see
it's crazy,
any
bro.
of those people. It's great.
It's crazy. Your life could completely turn around after high school. You don't even know what is in store for you in life after high school.
Yeah.
You don't want to peak in high school. Before I was 18, thinking what was going to happen by the time I was 23. I thought I would still be with my mom. I'm fucking 20 hours away from my hometown.
Yeah.
By myself. Like, you really don't know what's going to happen.
You almost start to, I think, once you get out of high school is when you really start to more so discover who you are, because the choices are now so huge. Like, it's like in high school, they hold your hand and they drag you. It's just like, do this. But when it's like, as soon as you get to college, even a decision as simple as selecting your major, I remember I had so much trouble with it because I was like, oh God, I don't want to just say what I want to do with the rest of my life. I'm not ready for that. And it's like, you have to pick one. Sorry. And it's just like, oh my God. And it was just so crazy. But I mean, you've got to figure it out quick, and then just figuring out who you're going to hang around with, and just, you're not like stuck together like you were in high school. You got to like, find people with common interests and, be around them. And I think life's just so much better after high school.
Yeah, I mean, I love it so much.
Yeah, I love it so much.
Do you guys still talk to anybody from high school?
Yeah, I have a couple. Of high school friends I still talk to. It's mainly only the people I skated with. Really.
Oh yeah.
I don't have too many friends outside of the people I skated with, but there are people who didn't skate who were in like the skate group that I still talk to. But other than that, there was really nobody else. But that was like my group in high school. Like everybody has a small little group.
Yeah, and some of those boys went with you on this big ass track.
Yeah, well, those two boys are probably more than friends. Those are my brothers. Like, if they could be blood, they are blood. Like, there's nobody in life that could replace those two.
Yeah,
they're not just boys; they're the boys.
Yeah, like I didn't go to school with them. They're both older than me. I'm 20. Marcus is 23. David's 24. They're kind of just like my older brothers, really. I hung around them. Well, I've known Marcus since I was in first grade. I've known David since I was in like third. And Marcus grew up skating with me because we lived on the same side of the neighborhood. Like we lived in a townhouse neighborhood while David lived in like a single house neighborhood. But that single house neighborhood was legit right behind our houses. So like we would just go over to his house and hang out. We knew people from the other neighborhood. There would always be like capture the flag happening and stuff. So like that's how I met David and stuff. Marcus and me, we grew up skating, hanging out in the neighborhood, playing basketball, all that extra stuff. And by the time like middle school came around, that's when everybody was like gaming really heavily, and like Call of Duty was starting to happen. And me, David, and Marcus just kind of like grouped together. Like we were always good friends, but we just kind of grouped together and hung out almost every single day that summer. And ever since then, like it was just kind of became a routine. Like we're just the three amigos, we're just three musketeers, it's
the boys in demand.
Yeah, like literally, like I could tell my mom at any time I'm with David or Marcus, and she'd be okay with anything I did because she knows I'm safe. Like they're literally family. Like my grandparents accept them as like family members. Like my grandma calls Marcus her grandson. Like,
damn, dude.
Yeah, bro. Like they're really family. Like nobody replacing them. Like they've been there since the beginning. I've been with them since the beginning. They've been through stuff. I've been through stuff. It's just like I knew there was no way in hell. We've always talked about, me, Marcus, and David back in the day, talking about like making road trips across the U.S. one day when we're older, like having a car. We've always talked about moving in together, like the experiences, like how it's going to be set up. And I still plan on moving in with Marcus and David, but the time didn't meet up for me to move in with them. And I made this post, and then all that stuff happened with the PayPal pool, and I was donated money to help me move to Oklahoma, and that happened. Like I had to take that chance, and they understood that too. They were like, bro, take it. Like, I'm gonna miss you, but like this is what you need to do, because they know what I've been through. Like they've seen it all. Like they've been at the house when shit happens sometimes, like, yeah. So they were like, you got to take this, like do this for you. And they were like, we're going, like this is our chance to do this road trip. I guess it was a convoluted road trip for sure. Like I wish we could have been in a better situation, not a truck, dollying a car, Fucking
Oh man,
three 20-year-olds fucking driving 20 hours across the country. Like
tires went flat, right?
bro, oh my god. There's so much to it. I'll break the story down. Marcus was driving, accidentally hit a pothole, and the dolly tire popped and the rim bent. So we went to a U-Haul. They couldn't do shit, and they were like, "You got to call roadside assistance." Called roadside assistance, and like 3 hours later, we finally get the truck fixed, and we get back on the road. But there's a lot of stories that happened during that trip, and my friends Kayla and Jensen, who housed me the first night and were also with us the entire time in San Diego, they kind of like, I was talking to them about it, and they kind of like made a point, like maybe I should make a video about it. And I was like,
it would be super interesting.
Yeah, like it'd be like, I feel like people want to know, like people were invested in the whole situation. Like I felt like I was not obligated to post on Twitter, but I felt like it was only courteous of me to post on Twitter like the updates, like what was happening, because everybody had cared so much. Like I want you guys to know what happened, and if I can make a video, like that's also another segue for me to like kind of start making content on YouTube again. Like I've always wanted to start making YouTube, but I don't know what to make. So,
amen, brother.
Could just Same. Yeah, it could just be an introduction video into like the type of videos I want to make. I really don't know.
Well, do you have like anything in mind?
Not really. Like when what I mentioned earlier, like kind of like playing through games and just getting highlights out of them, that seems cool to me. Yeah. Other than that, like making small videos like that where I'm just talking to the camera and like explaining a story, but I don't have that many stories, I guess. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like the YouTube part for me is the hardest part. Like Twitch is easy. Like I pick a game, I stream. I don't want to pick a game, I can stream just talking to the chat. Like that's an option on Twitch. So I feel like streaming is just more versatile to do. It's easier for me to just hit the start streaming button rather than like hit the record button.
Yeah, I totally feel that. I want to change my content up because I'm bored. Like Let's Plays are dead, and not even because they're dead. I'm bored with it. Right?
Yeah, I feel that.
So I want to.
It's always okay to admit that too, because like shit changes, man. Like you know, in 10 years, vlogs might not even be a thing, bro. And vlogs are taking over YouTube.
I want to, because like I'm doing this content cop on Austin. It started out as a joke, but I'm like, that sounds like something fun. So I want to make that and then usher in some new stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of springboard it.
Yeah, man.
I'm
Thinking
scared
of like
about
new
this
creative
content cop.
ideas to make videos is super fun.
You're scared.
Instead of just like
scared.
I guess doing Let's Plays is kind of like speed running in a sense. Like I guess that's why it was the easiest for me to switch over, because it's like when I hit that record button, I know what I'm doing. Like
yeah, it's like a format, like a straight, you know what's up. It's check boxes as you go along.
Yeah, it's not like I spent 5 hours prepping, like making a script for the entire video so that like I didn't fuck up or making an outline for it. Like I make a small outline of the stuff I need to talk about in the episode, but like I'm playing through the game and I explain it as I go. So that's pretty easy to do. And then speedrunning, I start the game up and I start streaming and start doing it. Like the goal is to go faster, so I just have to keep attempting. So
I'm like super envious of JonTron, because when he drops a video, it's not a video, it's like a fucking event.
Oh yeah.
Same thing with iDubbbz. Like everybody on YouTube's like, holy fuck, dude.
Yeah.
They just uploaded. It's like,
because their videos were so
like
well back in the day that when they do upload, it's a treat.
I know.
Yeah.
But they've gained that notoriety like through their age on YouTube.
Yeah. And just how much effort they put in this shit.
Yeah. They see it.
Like iDubbbz looks like his content is like just some shit they threw together on like some of his like on bad unboxing, but he does a lot of shit to get to the bits in it.
Yeah. He does a lot.
They're just legends at this point. Basically, I mean, iDubbbz with Filthy Frank, and then he really cemented himself as like a legend through Content Cop, and now he can just do anything. It doesn't matter because people are so invested in iDubbbz, and
it's so interesting to see the progression of it, because Content Cop basically started out with Kickstarter crap.
Yeah.
And then it evolved its way into what it is now, and it's really interesting to see that arc of change.
I think Content Cop might be over. I mean, is he ever going to make another one?
In the last video he uploaded, he said Content Cop's coming back.
Did he say that?
He did.
Dang.
And he edited the
Maybe he's talking about
yesterday.
the game-based Content Cop.
Oh, he's like, yeah, dude, this main turtle guy's going to take over for me.
Oh, God.
You better get scared, dog. I'm going to dig up some shit that you don't even know you did.
I'm afraid. but at the same time, I'm not afraid because what can you say? What could he say? As Rice Gun would say.
Thank you for giving me the clips. You're making my job easy.
Oh man,
I'll sit back and let you write it yourself.
it's gonna be fun. But Carlos, a thing that I like to hear a little bit more in depth about, and I saw it on Twitter, and it seems like such a fantastic thing that happened. Is this PayPal pool that you were talking about, and it seems like so many people just banded together to help you move out here. Just take me through just how did this all happen? How did this blow up so big?
I was not expecting any of this. It's absolutely insane what happened.
Take me through it.
Yeah, so at SGDQ, final day, my current roommates who room with me were also rooming with me at SGDQ. Those are my roommates all the time. And I've known Kendall for a very long time. And she's just always been there. She's like the mom of the community, really. And while we were there, we were a little drunk last night. Everybody, all together saying goodbye. We were back in our room, and like we were just kind of talking, and like my situation about streaming kind of came up. And it's always been a topic. Like I don't usually talk about my personal life to everybody else. It's just like I usually go to the events, and like I want to have a positive time. I don't want to talk about all that negative stuff. Like that's the stuff I want to leave at home. I want to come here to have a good time. But like it does affect me, like it's in the background. It's not like it's gone. I go back home and it's the same stuff and the same stuff. So like I kind of started to get into that, and like she just kind of offered. She was like, yeah, like I have an extra room in my place. Like I know it's a big move or whatever, and it's Oklahoma, but like if you really want to move in, like you could do it. And I was like, oh, okay, like what? But okay.
I mean that is an insane offer right there. And then, just move in with me.
Yeah, my other roommate Kinsey, she was there ecstatic, like, yeah, like that would be awesome. And like it made me feel really great, but at the time it was hard to like process what they were actually telling me. So then I go home and I'm thinking about it, and I remember telling my grandma about it. I was like, I think I want to move. And she was like, well, you can't be here forever. Like she knows the situation too. She was like, go if you want. And I thought about it. I think I had worked, because I had went on vacation for a week. I had to work like 7 or 8 days in a row when I got back, just to compensate for like letting other people have days off. And around one of those days I had off, I remember I was in my boys Butters chat, and Kendall was in there, and she was like, so when's moving? And I was like, shit, she's serious, bro. Like she's not messing around. So a couple days after that, I started really thinking about, like, what do I want to do? Like moving, like 20 hours away. That seems.
It's a big
deal.
Like
that's a big change. Like that doesn't even make sense. Like I don't even have money for that. Like how much does that even cost? So I started doing research. I was like, bro, this like seems way too expensive. This and that. I was like, I can do it if I really want to, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. And like I mentioned earlier, I do want to move in with Marcus and David, but situations just weren't lining up. So I was thinking like other ways, like what am I going to do? So I kind of made a plan. I was like, okay, by the end of the year, let's try to move out. And if it's Kinsey and Kendall's place, like I have to save up. Like I have to save up hella money and just work my ass off this rest of the year. And I also wanted to build my stream as well. Like even though I had a complicated time streaming, like I couldn't stream during the day because of all the noise in the house, and I could stream at night because that's when it's quiet. But my cousin was also in my room, so it's kind of hard when he's trying to sleep. I feel bad. So it's just a hard situation to try to stream, but I was like, I'm going to try my hardest to like keep this going as much as possible and just build off of that and just do it by the end of the year. I made a pay spin about the entire situation just to like let people know what's up, because I feel like they deserve it. Like I've been spending years with these people, talking to them, and it's like they don't really know much about what goes on inside my life. Like they just hear the small bits and pieces, but there's no details. Like feel like it was deserving for all my friends to hear it, and I got amazing response to it. Like over 100 likes on the tweet. People like it was like almost a 40-50% ratio of people commenting back, like wishing me luck, like just telling me all these good things. And like I didn't realize how much support I've really had. It didn't hit me until there. And like even at that point, like I didn't know this PayPal pool was being made. I posted this, I think it was Tuesday I was going to work, or Monday. I posted it and I didn't look at my phone at all. Around like lunchtime, I noticed I was getting a call, and it was my friend Julian, figure 8. And he's always my roommate as well. He rooms with me too. Shout out to Soak Gang, Shadows of the Empire. They kind of like took me in, and we're all good friends. It's just a speedrunning group of friends, you know, just playing video games. But a lot of Soap members go to GDQ, and like we just all kind of band together and have a good time. But Julian called me while I was at work, and he was like, "Bro, don't worry about it. Like, we got you." I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like, he's like, "Don't worry about it. Like, we're gonna take care of it." And literally, like, I didn't really understand what he meant. I was like, "Is this man really about to like get money or something? Like, what's happening?" And he was explaining it, and like it actually was making me cry. Like, I didn't understand what he was telling me, why he called me random. I was like, "This is insane." What? And the next couple days, I remember I was streaming, and by the end of the stream, my friend Ja, who kind of got it affiliated with Julian and stuff, they got together and made this PayPal pool, and they posted it, and they left it up for about a week and a half, and they ended up raising over $2,000.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Dude, that is a lot. That is awesome.
Literally, it literally covered everything.
That is incredible. I mean, that is a story.
It was. And he has a stream of it. I don't know if he highlighted it. It is a past broadcast, but Ja has a stream. He wanted to stream my reaction to it. And while I was in the stream, I remember I was nervously like waiting to see the amount. Like, I was like, I don't even know what to say. It's surreal. I saw the amount.
Did you have any idea at this point how much?
Bro, they were trying to ask me. Somebody in the chat was like, "Guess how much?" I was like, "I'm not going to guess." I was like, "I'll let you know the number I thought of after I see it."
Because like, what if you guessed too much?
I guessed 800, my dude. Like 800 to 1500. Like, I was like, it's in that range. 2,000, bro? What the fuck?
Jeez. More than double.
Yeah, more than double, bro. It was so surreal. Like, I was like, I'm cool if like they could pay like a portion of it. Like, I didn't even ask for any of this. I'm just so grateful. And once I saw it was that much, I was like, this move has to happen sooner. Like, yeah. I didn't just get all this money to just hold on to it. Like, not the fact that it's not like they forced me to move faster. It was more of just like, I have my opportunity. Like, it's either now or never. Like,
you got to seize the moment.
Yeah, I have to make this choice. And like, I made that choice, and it was very hard. I had a bunch of arguments with my parents. My grandparents even like my grandma at first told me to go, but then like when she realized how far and like where I was actually going, she like kind of turned back on it. And like, yeah, it was hard for my family, but like, it's something that I had to explain to them. Like, it's something I have to do. Like, I love you guys. I don't hate you. It's like, I need to do this for me. And like, most of them understood. Like, all my cousins and stuff understood immediately. But like my mom and my grandparents were like kind of about it. And I kind of just had to, you know, I'm 20. Yeah. Like, I had to tell them, like, this is a choice I can make myself, and I feel I'm capable of doing it, so I have to do this.
Yeah.
Even if it sounds insane. Like in 6th grade, my mom would be hesitant to let me buy shoes online for school. And I just moved in with people that I met off online. Like,
oh yeah. And what a crazy, crazy idea that would have been 10 years ago, 7 years ago when we all met. I mean,
no one would have thought. I never would have thought.
When I first met Noah, my mom got on the mic and talked to him to make sure that he wasn't like a 40-year-old man.
Yeah.
I'm like, my voice is deep and it might sound like it. I promise you I'm only 13.
Yeah, Noah, for some reason, had already fully gone through puberty at that point.
Yeah. My voice changed in 5th grade.
That's insane.
He's had the same voice ever since.
So, like, we walk in the summer of 6th grade, and everybody's like, "Oh, hey, Noah," and I'm like, "Hey, what's up?"
Hey, what's up?
And they all look at me like, "Oh my god!"
Like, who are you?
Dude, I remember being like, when we would do collabs and stuff, I would be like self-conscious about it. Like when I was in like 6th grade, before I had like, I would just you'd be like, "Hey guys, what's up? I'm the man-eating turtle," and I think, "And I'm AWSLP." And I would just be like, "Why do I sound like this?" And it was just,
bro, the middle school days were so good.
Oh yeah, it was so simple back then. It was so simple. But like today, I mean, it's just a way of meeting people. It's just like there's so it's not like if back then I guess it was easier for like predators I guess to do crap, but like today like everyone's pretty tech savvy for the most part.
Now we got Chris Hansen, dude. He scared them all into hiding. That's what happened.
But
most people are tech savvy, and everybody growing up now is born to be tech savvy. So
yeah,
that's just the world we're going into. That's why, like, I look at life, I'm like, bro, like, we're in an era of human history that, like, shit is changing faster than it ever has.
Oh yeah, in our lives, just think about the technology that has
like
been
technology
built.
has like exponentially just sped up how humans do shit immediately. Like
it's so crazy. I mean, obviously the biggest
like,
invention of our lives has been the smartphone and like the just modernization of the internet, and the fact that we were born before that happened and like we grew up just like right as it was happening.
Yeah, like we're literally witnessing it all. We literally witnessed
crazy.
It all.
I mean, if we're blessed enough to live that long, I mean, we'll get to tell our grandkids like smartphones wasn't even a thing. The internet was barely even a thing. YouTube wasn't a thing until 2006. Like it's just
it's
insane.
gonna be a normal part of our lives within 10-15 years. Honestly, like it's like as much as people don't want technology, it's taken over, bro. Like it's a more efficient way of life, so humans are gonna adapt to it.
I'm all in. Let's go.
You're all in. What about automation, Austin? What about?
I don't know, and just the fact that I mean, people and boomers, you know, the typical boomer, I guess, would still be like, you know, you can't trust these people you're meeting online, but like then you tell them a story like Carlos just told of people he's met online banding together, raising $2,000 to help him move into a better situation. I mean, like, come on, like it can be so good.
They only did it because their predators are paying them to fuck them. That's what they're doing.
They're
just out here preying on them.
I mean, freaking shout out to the people who put that together, who put the PayPal poll together. I mean, what an incredible thing.
Such a beautiful community. It's great.
This move changed my life.
How you liking it so far? How long have you been there?
I was here for a week. Then I went to TwitchCon for a week, and now I have been here for 4 or 5 days. So about a week and a half.
I'd say you're still adjusting.
Yeah.
You seem excited. I can tell by the way you're talking in your voice.
Yeah, bro. I am. It's since I've been here. It's like I don't know how to explain how I'm feeling. Like I just keep saying surreal and like I can't believe this has happened, but like legit, I cannot believe that I did this.
Yeah.
This isn't something I would have thought of ever doing, but like life just. I saw it as an opportunity to take in life, and I was like, bro, I'm 20 years old. What am I really losing from this?
Exactly.
I'm not in school. I mean, I'm only working. It seems
like all you've done is gain goods.
Yeah, like what I lost was my social life with my friends from home and my family. Yeah. But it's not permanent, you know? Like that's when it really hit me. It's like it's not permanent. Like I'm not here for the rest of my life. Like I'm doing this so that I can help the rest of my life. Like this is a step I need to take for myself to grow. And I don't think there was a better moment in my life to take that opportunity. And I feel like if I didn't, I would definitely regret it.
Oh yeah. It sounds, I mean, perfect almost. Has it set in yet? Like I feel like just thinking if I were in this position, has it set in like, this is just my life now. Like I'm not going back. Like does it still like has it set in that this is just where you live now?
Part of it has. When I dropped, so Marcus and David, I flew them back because they drove with me, obviously. So I had to fly them back. And when I dropped them off, and as soon as I walked out the airport, it hit me. I was like, I'm by myself, bro. Like I honestly cried. I was crying by myself for a good minute. I was like
overwhelming.
Yeah, like I was like, holy shit, like I really just did this. I just dropped off my brothers at the airport and like I'm by myself. Like I'm on my own.
Yeah.
And once I realized that, I was like, and once I realized that and I started like, you know, the crying was gone or whatever, I was like, this is it. Like there's no excuses now, bro. Like it's now or never. Like I have to make every second of my life, like, not every second of my life matter, like, as in, like, super dramatic, but, like, I need to make sure that every day of my life I'm doing something to try to progress myself. Like, I don't want to be
Balls
stale.
to the wall, man.
Yeah, like, I don't want to be stale. Like, me writing that verse today, like, I feel accomplished. Even though I did nothing, like, I wrote that verse and then I hung out with my fucking roommates at the park and ate some ramen. Like, that's a great day for me. That's
That
awesome.
sounds awesome.
Yesterday, I fucking hung out with my roommates and I streamed for 4 hours. That's accomplishing for me. You know, like, even if it's not getting something back like money, like, the gratitude that I get from just doing the stuff I love is all I want in life. And to try to find that balance of being able to live a comfortable life with money as well as doing the stuff that you love as hobbies, like, that's kind of what I'm chasing, really.
I mean, that's it.
Yeah, like, I feel like that's the key to life, at least in my eyes. Like, having that balance, because we can't, I feel like it's ignorant to say that you can just live your life ignorant to money and still live your dreams. Like, money is a real thing that goes around this world and kind of controls a lot of stuff. So
Yeah.
you have to learn to be able to live with it in order to help you do the things you want, I feel like. So
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
yeah, it's a sucky part of life, but it's a realization that I feel like people have to come to in order to, like, progress, because sacrifice has to be made to make money, and then sacrifices have to be made to give yourself time to do the things you want. Like, maybe me speedrunning all day over here means I have no social life, really. Like, if I'm about to work 4 to 8 hour days, and then when I get home, stream 2 to 4 hours on average, when do I have time to really go out and meet new people and go hang with people? Like, I'm making that sacrifice because this is the shit I love doing.
Yeah.
But to somebody else, that sacrifice might not be worth it. So maybe your happiness in life is different. But for me, this is it. This is it right now. So that's what I'm chasing.
That's amazing. And I've seen ever since you went out there, you're going hard on the streams. You've been, how often have you been streaming since you've been out there?
Well, I started one stream yesterday, and next week I start working. So I'm writing a schedule. Every week I work, I'll have particular days I will stream, and I'll post it in my Discord. And I want to stick to a schedule, because before it was like, I'm just going to stream whenever I can. And it made it hard, because sometimes I did have the opportunity to stream and I wouldn't take it because I just feel like relaxing. Like, it's exhausting to, like, only do it when I can and not when I want.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I can do it when I want. So not that I'm going to force it not that I'm going to, like, look at it as a job, but the same way I looked at, like, skateboarding, it's a grind. Like, something I love doing, I have to grind out to get better at. So if I want to get better at streaming, I want to get better at speedrunning, it's something I have to put time into and schedule out. If I want to get better at writing, I have to make sure that I'm writing a verse a week, or I'm writing a song a week, or whatever, you know? Like, it's not going to happen out of nowhere. I have to put in time and effort. So
that's like the hardest shit, is like time management.
Yeah.
I am so bad.
Bro, it sucks. The amount of times I used to go to therapy when I was early years of high school, and I think it was like first or like 8th grade and then up till 10th, I think. And I remember my therapist always telling me, I got to write stuff down. I got to schedule stuff out. And I'm like, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Eventually, I fucking realized it. Like, she was right. Like, I slapped me in the face. I was like, I need to write shit down. I honestly need to write it. And
we're so bad.
I have this wall calendar on I have this full-on calendar on my wall where I just write out like days. Like, a to-do list is like probably the perfect thing for life. Like, honestly, like, it looks so dumb. And I remember in fucking elementary school, we'd always have a to-do list. I'm like, this is so dumb. I'm never gonna have this.
It's stupid,
bro. Making your own goals and chasing them every single day can make you so happy.
Oh yeah, 100%. And like
like
that's what I wish I did
chase.
Back when I was streaming. I would because I was at university and I doing the same kind of thing. I was taking the opportunities that I got. I was, in Richmond, which is a couple hours away from my home, 5 days a week. And so I would get home on the weekends, and every single weekend I was doing a stream. And that was when my channel, the small amount of people who do regularly comment and watch my videos, that's where I built all of them up. It never mattered. Every weekend there would be a stream. It doesn't matter if it was on Saturday. It doesn't matter if it was on Friday when I got home. It doesn't matter when it was on Sunday. I would do it. And like, I think about it and I'm like, when I was at EKU, that was the busiest portion of my life probably ever that I've had. Yet that's when I streamed most consistently. And now that I'm at a community college and I have mostly online classes, I don't stream. And I'm like, why is that? Why did I stream when I had so little time? But now that I have so much time, I can never bring myself to do it. And
schedule.
Exactly. It was the fact that I had so little time to do it was you're either doing it now or you're in Richmond on Monday. So you've got to choose right now. If you don't stream tonight, you're not streaming.
Yeah.
And so it was like, you got to do it.
You have all that free time. You're like, yeah, fuck it, I can do
exactly.
it later.
I'll
and
do it
just
tomorrow.
Keep doing it.
Yeah.
That's the cycle, bro. Having free time and not having goals is a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. If you have free time, you should set goals in order to get to where you want. Because I mean, I could sit on Twitter all day and be like, hey man, look at this dude with his fucking Ferrari. I wish I could get this shit. Or I could be the dude that sits up and I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna look for this type of job so that I can make this type of money so that I can get here. Or I'm gonna go to this school so I can get this degree to get this job, etc. You know, like with the internet too, and like YouTube and Twitch, and there's so many different ways to make money on the internet now. Like literally, I feel like back in the day, like 30 years ago, saying to a kindergartner, "What do you want to be?" "Oh, I want to be a singer or a rapper." People would laugh and be like, "Oh, yeah, that's not fucking happening." Or rapper wasn't really a thing 30 years ago, but still, it was like that's not really happening. But nowadays, it's like, "Oh, I want to be a singer or rapper." Bro, you could make a living being a singer on YouTube and not even be a celebrity.
Yeah, there's
Like,
so many ways.
You can literally make a living off of anything nowadays if you put your heart to it.
Yeah, YouTube and the internet has just really opened up the indie market.
Yeah.
And I love it because indie stuff is so much better because you don't have all the big, like, the corporate people coming down and telling you what you can and can't fucking do.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube and Twitch, TOS, like, terms of service is both kind of fucked in my opinion, but that's what you get with big monopoly companies. I know there'll be bigger companies, or there'll be more competition later on in the internet world, but until then, this is what we deal with until, you know.
Yeah,
so it
and that's kind of the reason.
Thing.
It's kind of the reason that people are getting a little bit upset with the direction that YouTube specifically is going in, because it's more
upsetting.
so corporate. You know, like Jimmy Fallon is on the trending page, and freaking, you know, all of these celebrities, their YouTube channels are on the trending page. The trending page isn't for creators; it's for highlights from talk shows, or, you know, just like, and it's such a huge platform for politics and stuff, and it's less about the creator now.
Or the creator that they do pick is of a selected crop that aren't controversial at all. They can't. It's like,
or it just makes no sense, and it's like Jake Paul or something, and you're like, how
can he make it? He's so controversial. What are you people thinking? I don't understand.
Yeah,
something about him.
It
got me triggered.
It's a hard thing too, because even with Twitch, it was like, it's a gaming, or like Twitch back then used to have a website called Justin TV, and then they made Twitch TV, and Justin TV was just a streaming site. You could do whatever the fuck you want, but people mainly did gaming, so that's why they made Twitch. And eventually they just got rid of Justin TV, and it was all about gaming. A couple years ago, they started adding like IRL streams and like all this other stuff, and now it's not really a gaming website. It's more of just a streaming platform for anybody to go on. Like, you can.
And it's really corporate because Amazon.
Yeah, now Amazon owns it, and there's a lot of corporate stuff behind it. It still feels. It's definitely becoming bigger than what it was before, obviously, because it's like, Amazon owns it. But it still feels closer to the people than YouTube does. Like, YouTube feels so out of reach. Like, you get a copyright strike or a video taken down, it's like it's out of reach. You can't even get it. But with Twitch, like, you can contact somebody, or you can contact the Twitter account, and somebody's going to respond. Granted, there are some situations, like even recently, that's pretty controversial with Twitch, that like they are not doing very good jobs, but I would say within the past couple years they were doing very good. It's just this recent time, it's like they're kind of shaking up. And
yeah, speaking of like YouTube being shitty and not being able to contact anybody, I have a friend, and his YouTube account's been hacked for like 3 weeks, and he hasn't had access to it. And I guess they finally like jumped on it. Yeah. But it's gonna be another like 5 weeks before they get anything done with it.
God.
That's
I mean, you
terrible.
think they
What
would
the heck?
have better customer service? You think that'd be such a common issue that it would be easily resolved?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think YouTube would still live on for a long time, but I definitely feel like there will be competition eventually.
I'm excited for the day
And
that the
when you think
competition
about
Oh,
it
you mean
too-
comes.
Vanillo, dude? Have you heard of Vanillo?
No, I haven't.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it sucks. I uploaded on it, and then I was like, cool, I'm gonna start dual uploading, and then they're like, well, we run out of funding, so we're gonna shut the website.
Oh
And
my
I'm like,
god.
oh okay.
Yeah,
But
That's the
they're back.
thing.
I feel like eventually, like, it's nice to have a website like YouTube and Twitch that does everything, but I feel like it's gonna go back to like Twitch is like, okay, I go to this one website to find gamers. I go to this one website to find artist streams. I go to this one website to find artist YouTube or artist videos. You know, like instead of having one broad place, like I feel like having separate websites where different people are monitoring it would be better. And that's
Yeah.
even kind of what's happening with like life right now. Like when you look at YouTube and Twitch, like people are becoming their own bosses instead of working under people. Like there are
Yeah.
corporations that are handing them the money to become their own boss, but they're still doing it. Like, you know, they're working on their own time with their own money and all that. So I don't know. I just feel like it's just a big change, man. It's a big change.
Yeah, and the bigger
In
these
life.
companies get,
Yeah.
the more corporate they become, and it takes the modern day media a little bit to catch up, because you know they didn't realize just the gold mine
Yeah,
that was
that it is.
YouTube 5 years ago.
Yeah, and now they're trying to
in-
take advantage of it.
Exactly. These talk shows, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, are like, oh, we just have to upload clips onto YouTube and we'll make millions of dollars off of it.
Yeah.
It's like,
And
of
it's like,
course we're
that's
gonna
cool,
do that.
but like, why don't you do that on your website?
Yeah.
Instead of like on YouTube, and I don't know. Like I guess
Well, 'cause
it's okay
they're
to do it on YouTube because it's like broadcast yourself, do whatever the fuck you want. Like that's what YouTube is, but I feel like having an individual site for different categories would probably do the internet better. Like it would be less
Yeah.
toxic, I would say. Because
Yeah,
you only
it-
need to go where you want to be, you know?
Yeah.
and it's so hard to stand out from the crowd today too, just with how big that it's become and how common that
Oversaturated.
yeah
It's very
that content
oversaturated.
is. I mean, back in the day, you make a quality Let's Play, I mean, yeah, that's it. You're good. People are going
Yeah.
to appreciate that because,
Yeah.
I mean, there might not be. I mean, think of Chuck Conroy for example. I mean, this guy. I mean, he's still doing great, just making Let's Plays. But he didn't pioneer it, but I think he really perfected the Let's Play, just in terms
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
this is not just me playing a game. This is. You will know everything about this game by the time I'm done with it.
Yeah.
And
And
like,
that's
His
what
are,
everybody
like-
loves about Sugar. Like that's
yeah.
why people go to his channel, and like that's why he's one of the most subscribed Let's Players, you know?
Yeah.
He
And
has that
he's-
on lock.
He's such a legend now too. I mean, true.
Yeah.
I mean, he inspired me. If I had to say one person who inspired me most to get into YouTube, it was definitely him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's the reason I made a YouTube account.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to continue watching his Thousand Year Door Let's Play, and I was like, how do I know when he uploads? And it's just
Yeah.
like subscribe, and I was like, oh, I gotta make an account, and I made an
It's
account
like, I can do
to
that.
subscribe to Sugar Conroy.
I just thought of an analogy in my head, like even all across YouTube, I feel like there's always that one person in that one group of like type of videos. Like even with car videos, like there was a moment in my life where like I was watching car videos for like a full year because I just was like learning about cars right before I got my license and stuff, and I was just really into it. And there's this YouTuber named Chris Fix, who's kind of like the Chugga Conroy of car videos. Like it's all just informative videos on how to do stuff on cars, and it's like super informative. Like you don't need to go anywhere else to like learn.
Yeah.
I'm not
And
even
then,
into
like-
cars, and his name sounds familiar.
Yeah. And then like other YouTubers like TJ Hunt and Evan Shanks, like they're just more of a personality on YouTube. And like if you're comparing it to the Let's Plays, like you got Sugar Conroy, who the top dog, you know, he's showing you how to do everything. But then you got people like Kabanamani456, who's like a personality Let's Player, you know? Like you go there to like feel his vibe and like laugh at what he does, not necessarily see him beat the game and like show you or whatever.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
personality Let's Player is what took off, like 5 years after Chugga Conroy started, and that's the kind of Let's Playing that's now dying. You know, it had its time, And during the prime of Kabon and Monty 456, I mean, I was a massive fan of him. I was subscribed to his stream. I played him in Smash. It was just, I loved the dude. But now his channel's not doing as well. And just even with channels like Game Grumps, that is the personality Let's Play channel. Yeah, and they're trying to switch it up now. They're kind of scrambling because the personality Let's Play is kind of like there's just so many of them. Everyone has
highlights
one.
Are taking over. Like think about like Vanoss and like
Donkey is a big example.
YouTubers like that are doing like Gmod and GTA and just random games that come out, and it's like they're just a group of friends recording their game session and uploading the highlights of what was funny. Like people love seeing that, bro. Like that's what really gets people to watch now, at least for
it's
video
the next
games.
step.
And it's possible within 5 years that might not be the thing for video games. It might be something else.
Yeah. There's always going to be a time and a place for every kind of content. Yeah. Content will have its time, and then it'll be done. It will have been done, and then we're going to move on. And with the highlights thing, it's just kind of the natural next step for Let's Playing. We've seen Let's Plays of all these games. Now we need to be quicker, We need to boom, 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 boom on the action. We don't want, to do one thing. Oh, a funny moment. 5 minutes of playing the game. Oh, another funny moment. 5 minutes of playing the game. Episode's over. Next episode. Oh, a funny moment, Now it's like funny moment, funny moment, funny moment.
30 minutes watching you play the game if you're not really doing anything anymore. They want to watch 30 minutes or 20 minutes of you having a great time playing the game.
Exactly. And with the internet now, if you want to see a game, you've seen the game.
Yeah. It's at that point. Like if you need to see a game or see how to beat it, like there's somebody on YouTube still uploading Let's Plays or doing that, or like there's been plenty of videos on that game or whatever you want to see that's already been done.
Exactly. And like I remember Chuck Conroy. I mean, he introduced me to my favorite games of all time. Mother 3. He introduced it to me when he started Let's Playing it. I was like, oh, what's this? Favorite game I've ever played. Xenoblade. Had never seen it before he Let's Played it. Second favorite game I've ever played. I mean, it's just like, because back in the day, there just wasn't Let's Plays all over the place. And when the games were releasing, like now, a Nintendo game couldn't get past me. It's impossible. And some people will just come up to me and be like, dude, you see the new 3D Mario getting announced? And I'm like,
of course I've seen that shit.
And like sometimes people will just come up to me and just straight up be wrong. And I'll be like, no, it didn't. And then they'll be like, no, I saw it. And I'm like, it didn't get announced. No, it didn't.
Yeah.
I'm like, I would know. And they're like, no, I saw it.
It's
it.
Like, no, but like I would know. Like,
I would definitely know. There is not a chance in this world that would have somehow slipped past me. Like it just didn't happen. What about
Daemon X Machina?
It got into that point, man.
I did play Daemon X Machina, by the way, for about
played it?
About 5 minutes, and then I deleted it.
It sucks, yeah.
I just couldn't do it, dude. It was so bad. It was so bad. I deleted it. Like I played it, and then like there was one point where I was just like, I said out loud, I went, nope, and I closed it off, hit start, deleted the app, and I was like, dude, so not for me.
Yeah.
I feel bad. because those developers, they really tried. They're
really
tried.
Campaigning for it too. Like every Nintendo Direct, you're like, we're still working on the game, bitch.
Yeah.
And everybody in the audience is like, we don't care, bitch.
Yeah. It was the part of the Nintendo Direct where you would look at your phone.
So
we
sad.
need that shit.
Just the fact that
they did that to themselves.
Restarted it.
They only announced it to hype up the Switch, and they weren't even ready.
That was disappointing.
That was disappointing to hear. I was like, I'm glad that it's in the works, but like, I would rather hear about it when like you have year to a year and a half left.
I remember waking up that morning and seeing Prime 4 was trending, and I was like, oh my god, they released a teaser trailer, and then I was just like, oh my god.
And then
they restarted?
I think it was like a year ago. They said that like they scrapped the entire project and they're redoing it.
Yeah, it's just
it's like, oh my god.
And even like I was hyped, but like, and I went back through and played all the Metroid Prime games after they announced it, just because I was like, oh, I gotta play it. Yeah, but like the teaser that they released, it was just a logo. Yeah. It was nothing. It was the Metroid Prime 3 logo. It wasn't. It was the Metroid Prime 3 logo with a 4 next to it.
Oh my god.
Damn.
It was just like, and we absolutely lost our minds over it. Yeah. And like, you couldn't have been that guy who was like, oh, well, it's just a logo. But that was the kind of announcement that like no one saw coming. And you know,
now blew everybody's top.
Not even Nintendo saw it coming because they weren't fucking ready.
Exactly. And like it's like it's so hard to be surprised today because like you think of like when you were the internet, another big thing that just happened with like when you're a little kid, you go to like when you walk into the store and then you go to the game section and you're looking to see if there's any new games, and then all of a sudden like you see like, oh my god, there's a new Zelda game there. It's just there, it's right in front of me, and like
you didn't even know
like,
it released.
Exactly. You didn't know it was a thing, but now here it is. You're in the store. It's in front of you, and you're like, "Mom, can I get this?" And it's like, "No." And but then like you just know it's there, and you're like, "One day I'm getting that." And you're like, "Oh my god!" But now it's just like, not only do we know years in advance before stuff's gonna happen, like we have a pretty good idea.
Yeah, we get like
when things are gonna get announced. Like when Mario Odyssey 2 gets announced, we're obviously gonna be like, oh yeah, but we're not gonna be like, what? Like it's not gonna be a shock because like we just are so we're just in this cycle. We just know. And Metroid Prime 4, the reason it was such a good announcement, it broke that cycle in a way. It was like, oh, you thought Metroid Prime was over. Here you go. And it's just like, what? And like everyone freaked out. It was a very, very once in I don't obviously not once in a lifetime, but once in a very few and far between announcement because we don't get genuinely shocked like that very often.
Yeah. Hearing that Metroid Prime was coming back was like the craziest shit ever because everybody always talked about it. Metroid Prime, best Metroid. Like other M doesn't even count. Like
god, I played that.
Metroid Prime 4. Oh my god,
I cannot even imagine. They have to make an HD remaster of all the games, right?
They better. I need
a remaster. I mean, they made a trilogy, so they might just re-release the trilogy.
Yeah. That's all I want. I don't want a remaster. I want to be able to play them on my Switch.
I would love a remaster though.
They would have to redo
they would be so good.
Metroid Prime 3.
Yeah.
Oh, the fucking control.
But honestly, like if Metroid Prime 1 and 2 don't have motion controls, fuck that, man. Like make Metroid Prime 3.
They're so much better with motion controls.
I know motion control makes the game easier, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up with Metroid Prime on the GameCube, and then when I went after they announced Metroid Prime 4, I was like, okay, let me get the trilogy. I bet it does make it better
just because you can point at the screen.
Oh, it's so much.
They're gonna port it to the Switch. I guess it just makes the most sense to.
Yeah,
do it that way.
That's the biggest thing that the Switch lost compared to the Wii. Just the Wii remote's functionality with the pointer system. Yeah. It just kind of lost on the Switch with like the Joy-Con drift.
I mean, that's hit or miss for people too as well though. Like some people didn't want that anyways.
Yeah.
And some people loved it
with not having it.
Yeah. Like if they make a remake of any game, I would love to see a Skyward Sword remake on the Switch.
Yeah, and just take out the motion controls.
Yeah, because I love Skyward Sword is my favorite Zelda game. But it's not my top Zelda game because of motion controls. It actually it ruins the experience a little bit. But it's my favorite storytelling Zelda game, so I love playing
best story by far, 100%.
I love playing through it. So it hurts playing it because it's like fuck, man, I don't want to swing my arm all day.
I didn't mind it.
They should have just made the motion controls optional. I'm cool with that. Make them optional, and then we're fine.
And some of the controls.
Yeah,
it's just personal opinion though. Like I'm not bashing on your opinion for liking the motion controls, but like
I don't love them. But
like even for like Twilight Princess, like I've never played the GameCube version, but I'd still much rather play the GameCube version over the Wii version because like even when I swing, it's like it's not super. accurate.
It's annoying, yeah.
Yeah, it's not super accurate. I'd rather just have buttons, man. Like
I'm gonna do a close mic hot take here for a second.
Okay.
If you like motion controls and you're listening to this podcast, I want you to fuck off, okay?
Yeah.
Dang.
Okay, thank you.
Quite the opinion.
You guys have clearly never played Pikmin with pointer controls because it is necessary.
It is necessary.
I prefer the GameCube
It is necessary.
IMO.
Play the Wii version and then tell me you can go back to and you don't think it's the by far superior version.
I don't know. I hate motion controls. I prefer the GameCube.
That's the thing about Pikmin 4. If they release Pikmin 4 and there's not some way to play with motion controls, it's such a step down. That is the way to play Pikmin. And like, I think with Prime 4 though, they have a bit more leniency. They can give it more of a modern day first person shooter kind of control scheme, and it'll work great. But with Pikmin, I don't see another way. I don't see they nailed it. They nailed it with the motion controls.
Are we gonna have to step out in the parking lot, bro?
I don't love motion controls, but I think that Nintendo has applied them brilliantly in some cases, and I like having it as an option just because it can make some things a lot better.
I think the one that irritated me the most was the Mario Galaxy where I had to shake the Wiimote. I just wanted that to be a button.
Yeah,
I didn't want to have to sit there and shake the fucking Wiimote and look like a dumbass.
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind. I love
All right,
the
Mario,
format
let's spin.
functionality.
Woohoo! Yeah.
What do you think of Odyssey, Carlos?
I love Odyssey. Jesus Christ,
Oh, yeah?
that is such a good game.
Yeah.
Speedrunning wise, it is a very popular game,
Oh yeah.
but I still think Super Mario 64 is a superior speed game. That's just my personal opinion.
Why do you say that?
So Super Mario Odyssey has fun movement. It is amazing. Like straight out the box, it's like
The engine
great. Like
is so good.
they want you to move Mario in a fun way. Like that was part of the game. So speedrunning it is like an obvious thing. It's like, oh, this has to happen. Like people are definitely going to do this, and they even have like speed trials throughout the game all over the place. So it's super fun to play just casually for me. But with the thing about Mario 64 is that I guess that's because it's such an old game. Like it runs 30 frames per second. That a lot of stuff is very calculated per frames. So like you have 4 frames to do a wall kick. You do a wall kick on the first frame, you get an extra speed boost, and if you wall kick over and over on the first frame, you actually gain speed. So that's like small little tidbits of speedrunning, but sometimes not having a firstie is an okay thing. This is just like one example of like small things that I feel like makes this game slightly harder to perfect, because like you're talking about like a frame or two within like a second, while as with like Mario Odyssey, like I can just do a wall kick and like do this movement super fast, but like I don't really care what frame it was. It's just like, I just did it. But like
It's
Mario
less
64,
precise.
yeah, it's like super precise too. Like you don't have as many movement options, so you have to perfect what you have. Like I know that doing a dive rollout 3 times here is faster than doing 2 long jumps here, and like
So it's
that's super
more
interesting.
about the
But like if
challenge.
yeah, but like with Mario Odyssey, it's like if it's far enough, rolling is always the fastest movement. So like there's no you know what I mean? Like it really depends on where you're going in the game. And Mario 64, it feels like a perfected speed game to me. I don't know what it is. Like
Yeah.
the strats for the game make sense. It's like you can just watch it as a casual person and understand what's happening. And I think that's what makes it awesome.
Yeah. And like the long jump in Odyssey is so nerfed. Like
Yeah.
it is so bad.
The same
There's
way
almost
I
never
feel-
any reason.
Yeah, the same way I feel about Odyssey is how I feel about Sunshine. I love speedrunning Sunshine, but I feel like it's a more fluid and more movement option game. So it's still fun to play, but because Mario 64 is so much more precise, it's harder to perfect. And I like that challenge.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Just as a casual, I've always just loved Sunshine. That's just the one I grew up with.
Casually, like I think growing up, I loved Sunshine more, but I just like 64 more as a speed game.
Yeah, yeah. It's so interesting just like getting because I've always wanted to get into competitive Smash and like just try. But I live yeah, freaking I live in such a bad area though. I live in freaking nowhere, Kentucky.
Oh, I wanted to bleep it out. Why didn't you say it?
Well, yeah. In the first podcast, I said literally exactly where I lived, and we had to bleep it out. And it
Oh,
was
you
really
mean
bad. But
you
like,
gotta bleep it out.
I've always wanted to get into it, but like just I feel like just where I live is just such a horrible place for it, because like you have to go. I would have to drive 2 hours to get to the nearest local tournament, and like it is just like I just can't.
Yeah. Smash, competitive Smash is actually not, I'm going to say like closely related to speedrunning. Like the communities kind of intermesh a lot of times. And even in like games done quick, like they'll have a Smash room and they'll host Smash tournaments for the week. Like Smash is just such a big game. Like everybody plays it. So competitive Smash is probably the hardest thing. Like I'd say it's harder than speedrunning for most part.
It's such a mental game.
Yeah, it's a mental game, and you're like mentally fighting against your opponent. Like, like if you're doing the same thing over and over again, maybe you're gonna think, oh, my opponent's gonna think I'm doing this again. But if they don't fall for it, then it's like, oh,
exactly.
fuck. And then now you're in your head, and you're like, damn, are they like reading me now? Like, am I not good? And then you start fucking up. It's like, yeah, fighting games are crazy, man.
I love it, and I'll tell you, it's if I could do one thing, just it would be competitive Smash. I want to get into it so bad. Like I just want to go to a tournament
honestly, I
and
would
get
say
my
still get
cheeks
into it.
clapped. Like I just want to get clapped so hard just to
just
be
wanna
like,
get
just to see how much room there is to improve. Because
Bro, I
kinda
obviously
wanna
you go to
go
your
to
first
too,
tournament,
yeah.
you get clapped, but I'm ready for it.
Bro,
I'm ready
there was
for it.
there was this moment.
I'm
So,
spreading the cheeks.
I was playing in a Smash. I was playing in a hotel room at GDQ. I was playing Smash Ultimate. This was Awesome Games Done Quick 2019. I was in the room. I was playing with friends, and Punk Haitian, one of the older or an old SM64 runner who's held world record plenty of time. He came in and he started playing, and he's like really good at melee. He's like super fucking good.
Oh yeah.
And so, you know, when
That-
you have a good understanding of an older Smash game, it's pretty easy to play a new one and still play well. So
Yeah.
he plays against me and he 3-0s me easy. Like he's just whooping me. He's like fucking tossing me around. I'm like, what the fuck is this, bro? Like I have no chance. And he's whooping everybody in the room. Everybody. And then our friend Taylor, who's her Twitch name is One Up Zaltis. One Up's Girl Zaltis. She's possibly the best Smash player I've ever witnessed with my own eyes. She walks in the room and then starts beating him.
Oh my god.
And it, like, bro, there's like different tier levels to the
There's
Smash
always
game.
a
Like,
bigger fish.
it's crazy. Like I'm thinking like, shit, this is a big fish right here. But it's like, no, this is the whale.
Yeah, then the whale comes in and just swallows it whole.
Yeah, like there's so many different levels to Smash. Like being able to read all the stuff that's happening, as well as like thinking ahead of like what you should do later on, is like crazy while actually doing it.
I want to go to a local. I that is a resolution for me. Just like I just want to go to one. I just want to go to one, and it might. I just want to, I'm gonna get clapped because I've never been to a tournament. But I mean, it's not about that. It's just maybe I go and I just love it, and I just that's just what I do, and like because I mean I'm so invested in it. The tournaments, I watch every tournament. Like the Big House 9 is going on right now. Today was day 1. Tomorrow's day 2. I'm gonna be watching. I'm so invested in it, and I feel like I have such I have a decent understanding of just the metagame. I mean, I just want to get into it. I would love to do it, but I've always said, like, a lot of people want to travel out to super majors at first, but I just want to find a local tournament that's just like a weekly, and until I can win that weekly, I wouldn't even think about going to a super major just to because that's another level.
That's,
and
that's like world competition right there.
We had like a Smash tournament in the dorms last year, and I went and I was like, I'm probably gonna get my ass kicked. But then I made it to the semifinal round. I was like, all right,
oh snap,
bitches. Well, my boy Toon Link fucking everybody up, man.
Yeah. Toon Link.
I got a new main now though.
Who you maining?
Link. Dude, I love Banjo.
Oh,
Banjo's good.
I haven't
Banjo's
played
good.
Banjo, but yeah, he's pretty fun from what I've seen.
I like K Rule too.
Yeah.
Yeah. K. Rool is like he was so good at the beginning, but now like he just K. Rool just isn't that deep of a character now. Like K. Rool has a certain set of skills, and like that's all he can do. So like once you really learn that matchup, it's like it's hard as a K. Rool player to change it up because he's so one dimensional almost.
We gonna meet in the parking lot, dude? You are,
So y'all
K-Rool.
trying to meet with a game of Smash right after?
Oh yeah.
I'm down.
Sure.
I want to play some Smash now. We talk about
That
Smash.
sounds good, yeah.
Let's freaking do it, and hopefully
Dude.
the Wi-Fi doesn't freak out. I bought a LAN cable, so I'm connected.
Yeah, I have mine hooked
so-
up with the Ethernet.
Oh yeah,
I need
like
to do that.
got if you're playing Smash consistently, got to get the LAN cable. That lag that comes with being over Wi-Fi is just too much, and
Bro.
it's so hard to get good practice online. And
That's
that's
my
what
only complaint about the Switch online.
it's
still
bad.
trash.
It's
Nintendo
bad.
needs to step their online game up.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
paying
yeah.
for this shit. I mean, come on.
And that's another reason why it's so frustrating as someone who really wants to get into it and who lives in possibly the worst place that you could live for wanting to get into something like that, where there has to be local tournaments in your area.
I mean,
Just
you could live in
because-
Antarctica. That would be
Sure,
problematic.
Sure, I could live in Antarctica, Noah, but like it's so hard to get good online practice. I'd say it's not possible to get good online practice because the lag. There's always going to be some form of lag, and with a game like Smash, it's so precise. Some things are frame perfect, and if you're practicing that with a second of lag, there's no point in practicing it, because once you don't have that second of lag, it's going to be completely different. And with ledge trapping in particular, ledge trapping is so hard online, but then once you get offline, you it's so frame perfect, but it just becomes just easier because you can just go so much more precise. And so it's easy to be like, oh, well, if you want to get into it, just, get good online practice, then go to a super major. It's like, no, that's not, you can't. It's just not, you don't just become a elite smash god.
I feel like
and
unless
go
you
win a
have
super major.
somebody to play with locally, like you have to like switch between playing online and like playing against computers to practice.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just so that you understand how actual humans react to you playing versus like, and also practicing like your own tech against CPUs.
Yeah. And it's to the point where, like, I used to be able to practice against my brothers, but as I've gotten deeper into the metagame and stuff, now it's like, it's just not good practice because they just play it casually,
Yeah.
And it's not like
pwn the
anything
fuck out
them.
of them, dude. They
Yeah.
just suck,
Pwn the fuck out of them.
But when they're not teching, or they're not DIing properly, or they're not ledge trapping, it's like, well, this isn't good practice. You would never run into this.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, you could beat up on someone who's just playing it casually, but like, this isn't. I'm needing to react to the tech, and if you're not teching, I'm not getting the practice that I need, because then I can just jab lock you and kill you. And it's like, and it's hard. So like, going to tournaments, in that it's the best way to get practice, almost the only way to get practice. I just wish there was a local near me, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's fair.
We gotta find the spot to
you really
want to
do it, man. You just gotta go one day. Just gotta go.
Yeah. And I guess that's one thing about like speedrunning that's so nice. Like speedrunning, you could just start it from your bedroom.
You can do it, man. You can just do it.
And
but
like, you
if
don't
you
have
want to
any
become
disadvantage.
like, you can become good at Smash. The cool thing is that like you could even still get good. Like there was net play for Melee, and like you can play on Dolphin and play online. Like you could still get
net play
really
for
good
Melee is
playing
good.
online. Like you can still understand the game. It's just if you want to become like a Melee player and be in those tournaments, like you have to be able to invest time into that and actually drive to those events, because there's no other way. There's no other way to like be known, I guess, because like it's about the tournaments, So
yeah, and if you don't have that mentality for competing, it's very different playing Elite Smash versus competing. The guy's right next to you. There's people watching you. You're on stream, and it's just like, and you're playing to win at this point. And like, it's something I want to at least experience once. I've said it. I will at least go to one in my lifetime. I might never go to one ever again, but I'll at least be like, I went to a, like an actual Smash tournament. Not like my cousins come up and we have a Smash tournament, like a legit just Smash tournament. There's competitive.
What do you mean it doesn't count?
I mean, it's a Smash tournament, but it's not a Smash tournament.
Yeah,
I
feel that.
I
catch your drift.
Austin.
Yeah.
This quote me on that, Austin Salyer 2019. It's a Smash tournament, but it's not a Smash tournament.
Yes.
But it's interesting. You've inspired me, Carlos. I'm gonna make a list. I'm gonna make a list.
Do what you want to do, and don't let anybody or yourself, particularly yourself, stop you.
Always the man, right there.
I know a lot of people who I've talked to in life where I've gotten in deep conversations with them, and they tell me what they want to do, and it just seems like it's themselves stopping. Like stopping.
You're your worst enemy.
Yeah, and it's true. Like people hear that shit all the time, but like you don't realize it until like it happens. Like even just yesterday, like craziest shit happened. There's this one basketball YouTuber that I watch named Trey Good, and I haven't watched his videos in probably 8-9 months, and it just never crossed my mind until like the other week. I was like, oh, I wonder how, like, if he's still making videos, like how that's going. And literally yesterday in my recommended, I hate how the fuck this shit works, but in my recommended, his video popped up, and he was like making a video like a year later. I didn't even realize he wasn't uploading the entire time, and that's why I didn't see the videos. I just thought I'd just stopped watching. But in that video, he explained, he was like he was trying to figure out like the content creation and stuff, because he was like changing the name of the channel, because it used to be a collab channel, and now he made it his own, and like he didn't really know what he wanted to do, and he realized like he was just running away. Like it is what he wants to do, but he does, like, he's scared of the effort and like the feedback that he gets, and it's just him running away. And once he realized that, he made that video immediately, and that kind of hit me. I'm like, shit, bro, like it really is just all you. Like my decision to move was my decision. If I didn't make that decision, I would have been stuck in the same rut that I was before. Like you have to wake up and like do something. Like physically move your body, move your brain. Like,
because it's one thing
You have to have that
we all sit there
willpower.
and think
You
about
have
it,
to.
right?
Yeah.
It's like, I will go to a Smash tournament one day. Oh, I'll start streaming again. But it's like, will you? You've been saying this for the past 3 months. It's like, when if not now, you know?
And some people don't have enough faith in themselves that they're like, well, I can't do that. Like, I'm not good enough to do that. And it's like, well, how do you know you're not good enough? Like, when I started skating, I didn't know how to do a kickflip. I didn't know how to do an ollie. It took me 4 months of being outside every fucking day to learn how to kickflip. This shit doesn't come out of nowhere. Like, you just have to work, bro. Like, even if it seems useless and it seems like you're not getting anywhere, you just have to work. Time will heal everything. Like, you put in the work, time will do it for you, bro. It will.
Oh yeah.
It'll treat you well.
And a lot of people get just so stuck in just like what they feel they need to do instead of what they want to do, because school, and there was I recently quit my job at Walmart, but I was a full-time college student and I was a part-time Walmart employee, but I was working 35 hours a week. So
That's like full-time both.
Yeah, basically full-time, but I was technically a part-time employee. But I was working 35 hours a week, and literally my entire life was, I'd go to work, come home and do school, go to work, go home and do school, go to work, go home and do school. And on my days off, I would have to grind at school because I was so behind. I've been working 9-hour shifts every day. I'm tired. I do what I got to do when I get home, but I get behind in other classes. And it was miserable. It was miserable. And that's when I stopped, making videos, because I just couldn't make videos. Like, it's hard to find it was hard to find the time then, but I mean, I made the change. I got some money saved up, and I quit, and now I'm just doing school, and yet haven't started doing the things that I wanted to do during that time. And I mean, it's like you said, you just got to do it. You just got to do it.
You really just have to push yourself to literally just go out and do it. Because like, I'm gonna start that diet next week. I'm gonna start working out next week. Like, no, bro, just fucking do it. Like, just literally do it. Like. It's a mental game. Self-discipline is the hardest thing in life. I swear to God. I still have trouble with it. I'm not trying to say I'm the best. I'm the biggest role model. Like, I struggle with it.
But you're the man.
Yeah, I'm the man.
Dumb man.
I struggle with self-discipline. But I still, I feel like the fact that I understand that makes me better at catching myself sometimes.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
This motherfucker is self-help guru over here.
Yeah. I'm just in my brain all the time, bro.
This has been a conversation.
I mean,
it's been a great conversation. I'm gonna apply this crap, dude. I swear I am.
I'm being honest, bro. This is how I think. This is.
I mean, you've
like
thought about
years,
it.
Yeah, this is like years of me. When you guys hear this next song, the song that I'm about to rap for you guys after that we're done, like, you'll understand.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, like, you'll understand what I mean. Like with Marcus and David being older than me, and me essentially hanging out with their friend groups, and like, I've always hung out with people that are a little bit older than me, just slightly older enough that I'm able to hang out with them and they still respect me, but still young enough that I don't understand everything they go through. So it was like I was watching everybody like go through change and their strife, and like I learned from that, and I just kind of applied it to myself. I'm like, well, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to end up like that. So let me see what I want to do. Like, even when I was going to school, like, as soon as I got out of high school, I was not prepared to go to school. I rushed.
Yeah.
I took the entrance exam the month that school started and applied for all my classes the week before school started. And I kind of just rushed it because I was like, if I don't go to school now, like, when am I ever going to go to school? But like, I really didn't want to go yet. Like, I just was saying that because it's like, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was like, I got to go to school so that I have a career or whatever. I'm going to school and I start skipping classes. I'm like, I can't do this. Like, that. This is too much on me. Like, I'm working all the time. I'm trying to stream. Like, I don't even know what I'm going to school for. I don't even have a major yet. I'm there. And it just seemed like a waste of time at the moment. And I guess me following my heart there led me to where I'm at now. And I don't regret the decision of leaving. Like, I still would go to school if I find out, like, hey, I want to be a cybersecurity major. Like, that's really what I want to do. I'm going to school. But I'm not going to go for no reason. I'm not going to waste my time and tell myself that this is what I need to do when I can do a lot of other things and be just as happy. It's not all about the money at the end of the day.
Society pushes it on you so hard.
Yeah, it really does.
They drill that shit in your head.
I will say it is definitely easier. It is probably easier living with a degree and having a job in that degree, living the rest of your life. But I also don't want thousands of dollars in student debt weighing me down for making decisions of traveling, as well as I don't want to stop my dreams from happening by sacrificing all this time right now. Like, I am sacrificing time, but I want to sacrifice it in the way I want to do it, not in the way that society is telling me is the only way to do it.
Exactly, and for you, I mean, it just sounds like it is the best option to not go to school, and that's the thing. For some people, it isn't the best option to go to school. But in high school, they're like, if you do not get a degree, you will never be wanted by any company ever. And you're like, God.
Literally since 6th grade, they have been pushing college. They're like, you got to start thinking about it now. Like, I know it's early, but like, you really have to. Like, and I understand that if you already know what you want to do, but like, bro, I'm in 6th grade. I'm trying to go outside and fucking play with my friends. Like,
yeah, exactly.
And they push that shit on you.
Yeah, it's not something I'm thinking about. Like, school needs to be restructured, honestly.
Yeah,
like,
and they don't even like go through like the pros and cons of it. They're like, here's what's good about college, but here's what you're gonna need to look out for. And maybe if you're financially not ready for this, it might not be the right option. But like, they're just like, it's almost just like, I don't know, they have like an agenda pushing it for some reason. Like, these colleges like are I don't know if it's the case, and probably not, but like the high schools just push it so
it's
hard.
All corporate, bro. It's all corporate.
Well, and they don't ever let you explore what you want to do either. They just, well, you're going to college, and then when you get there, you have to pick what you want to do, and you're like, oh, I don't know, and nobody fucking ever said I could pick anything.
Yeah, like I don't want to mention names. It's actually a very close friend of mine. But he's gone to school since he's got out of high school, and he's changed his major about 2 or 3 times.
Oof.
And he's gotten to the point in life where it's just like he's put in so much time and effort into school that he doesn't want to stop, because then it's like, what did I just do all that for? And I don't want to be in that position. It really sucks that he is in that position. I wish he was in a better position, but he also understands the situation that he's in, and he's making the best of it. And that's what's great about it. It's like, as long as you don't regret decisions wholeheartedly, and you understand the mistakes you've made and learn from them, like, then you can keep living life and still be happy. Like, even if you make those mistakes and you're in debt by $1,000 or $10,000 or whatever, it's definitely way more than that for most people, but in debt for $10,000 or whatever, it's like, you can still be happy, bro. Like, there's other ways. Like, people just associate happiness with all these materialistic things, and you just have to find your passion. A lot of people don't have their passion, and that's why they're unhappy. But like, find your passion, find what you like doing, and just chase after it.
Exactly. And I don't think I can think of a better way to end this podcast than on that, because that is the moral of this podcast. It's what we've been talking about, and I think, what a conversation. 2 hours. By far the longest conversation that we've had on this podcast. By far the best conversation we've had on this podcast, because this is one that, give it a year from now, I need some motivation. I'm going back here to this moment, and I'm listening to this podcast, because I really feel like,
bro, this
there's been a lot of
such
stuff.
a life-changing thing to me. I just feel more open into speaking as to how, like, I think and how stuff works for me. I feel like it'll help other people. Like, I just need to speak on this stuff. Like, it's not something I should be keeping to myself. It's not even like information that's like fucking hidden, but like hearing, like we mentioned, like, you've heard the stuff, like, there's plenty of quotes that say cliche stuff, but like, I'm relating it to my life, and it's actual true shit that happens. Like, when you hear a story like that, I just feel like it affects you differently. Like, you actually understand what that saying means.
Yeah, it's one thing like for someone to say follow your heart, but it's another thing to say I followed my heart in this way. Here's where I am now, and here's why I'm happy. And it's like,
man. Dang. I grew up playing video games, and video games led me to the happiness I'm in right now.
Now the video games are playing me. No.
Well, anyway, I think that will be it for this podcast. Do either of you have anything else to say before we sign off?
I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll let Carlos.
Noah and Austin are demands.
Oh, snap.
I love this.
Brought it back. Yes, thank you so much, Carlos.
They're the real OGs.
Oh, yeah.
The real OGs. They're never leaving.
Absolutely.
It'll be here
Anyway,
forever.
thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye.
Love ya. Bye.
Always got to do that obnoxious. Bye.
That's always the key.